and a gut shot wheel draw. Queen 4-5. Joe's going to bet here with his big draw, and Peter's going to raise with ace queen. And Yuri's got bottom two pair. He's going to 3-bet. Queen 4-5. What a flop. Tom is out of the hands. And again, Joe's got a gigantic draw. I'm sure he's going to stay in here. He might even cap it for, what you might even think for value here with a couple other people in there. He's got the nut flush draw with a straight draw.
I think I would have liked to see Peter raise pre-flop with ace-queen.
Yeah, ace-queen offsuit, not a big hand that you want to see with a lot of people.
Yeah, he might have gotten actually both of these to drop out and maybe won a small pot, I guess, is
and there
what he was thinking, is either try to go for a big pot or...
And there you go, Joe caps it. Seat 4 like I thought he might. Here we go to the turn. Yuri's got the best hand now.
Whoa,
the turn's a deuce.
Sneaky.
And Joe's got the wheel.
Sneaky wheel.
Now the funny thing here, again, as we saw from last week, a lot of people just weren't laying down their hands. With ace-queen right here, I think I might just get out of the way with somebody to act, but Peter makes the call. I just can't imagine that you'd think the hand is good. And Peter calls, and I think that Yuri here is raised. He's going to make the raise with two pairs. Still thinks his hand is good. But Joe, he's probably going to re-raise here.
I think the best thing for Joe was that this deuce came. It's very sneaky.
Yeah.
Everyone figures in for spades, and they figure he hasn't hit his hand
This
yet,
is going to be a big pot here. I mean, unless he thinks that Yuri has something like 6-3, which is the only thing that can beat him here. But Joe's got the nut flush draw. And Joe... He might, is he going to re-raise? He is going to re-raise. Now, if you're Peter, you should easily be able to get away from ace-queen, and he does. Yeah. And this is going to be a big pot. Yuri's going to make the call, and Yuri's going to need to spike a 4 or a 5 to fill up here. And here we go to the river, and the river's a 9. That's no help. Joe's going to bet out with the wheel again. And see if Yuri's going to make the call. He does. And Joe is going to take it down there with the wheel. What a big pot. So, I mean, we can talk about how big that pot is. It was limped around pre-flop, I think, 4 different ways. So that's $80. On the flop, we had, I believe it was 4 bets on the flop times 3. So that's another 12 small bets. So that's another $240. So that's about $320. On the turn, we now have 3 big bets times 2, plus 1 big bet from Peter. So that's 7 big bets. So that's another $280. Balloons the pot to about $550. And then on the river, it's about a $600 pot there for Joe. Big pot.
You are very fast at that math.
Big pot. big pot there. So... Again, you can email us at live@thebike.com. Keep this show interactive. Questions, comments, suggestions. Also, you can follow a live thread. Start on the internet. Go to 2plus2.com, spelled out. Click on forums. World Poker Tour and other televised tournaments. We're going to see 4-way action here. Now, Tom completed with the 2 chips in the small blind with 9 deuce of clubs. He actually has 9 deuce of clubs, so it doesn't make that much of a difference here. Ace, 6. Joe comes out and bets here. But Ramona's got trip aces. Let's see how she's going to play it over there in seat 8. Pretty straightforward. She's going to pop it up on the flop. And I think that
Joe's smiling.
Yeah, Joe's got a wry smile on his face.
Oops.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
And there you go. Ramona's going to take it down. Hey, we want to congratulate Kenna James for winning the Kenna James, of course, Live at the Bike favorite, winning the $2,500 No Limit Hold'em event on Friday at the LA Poker Classic. I think he took down about $246,000.
Yeah.
So he actually beat the Grinder heads up in 27 hands, Ronnie, huh? So
congratulations, Kenna.
Boy, the Grinder's really something, man. He just keeps pumping out these like late these tournament victories and just.
And he's a young kid. He's not all.
He is a 25 or something.
Yeah. Good for him too.
Yeah.
Second place is nothing to be upset about.
I actually met his wife and talked with her for a while because she played in the ladies' event here at Legends. The Mumble Grinder, very nice lady. Got a raise here by seat number 2. That's Marcel. He's going to bring it in with ace rag here, 1 off the cutoff. Ace 6 offsuit, and Peter's going to defend in the blind. He's got king 9 offsuit. So we're heads up. Oftentimes at this level, you'll find pots going heads up. And Marcel has got top pair, and Peter is going to check call with overcards. Turns a 7. Marcel's still good here. You'd imagine that he's going to keep betting, and he does. Again, we're playing 20, 40, limit hold'em. And Peter's going to get away from it. And there you go. Take it down. And nice hand there from Marcel. Button's going to move over here to seat 5. Again, you can email us at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions. Keep the show interactive. Button is going to move over here to seat number 5. Seat 1 is going to limp. Seat 1 limped in here with Jack 8 of hearts here for Yuri. And we got a raise here by seat number 4 with pocket 6s. Queen 9 here is going to call. That's Mike in the big blind. Queen 5 deuce. Now Mike flops top pair here. Over there in seat number 7. It gets checked to Joe, and Mike is going to make the check raise with Queen 9. And Joe is going to 3-bet. Well, Joe's only staring at 1 overcard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, against a player like Mike, Mike isn't the type of guy that's going to make a lot of moves. He's kind of a recreational player who's going to, maybe make a lot of calls. But whenever he shows a lot of strength, although this might get Joe more involved here because the queen is paired. Mike bets, and Joe is going to call. A lot of times, recreational players, when they show a lot of strength, they usually have it. The river's a 10, and I'm sure Mike is going to come out and bet again with trip queens, and he does. And now Joe can't beat the 10.
Anything.
Obviously, he can't beat a queen. He can't beat pocket 7s and up either.
Right.
And that's what he's trying to think. But oftentimes, you get into a situation in limit where, the pot dictates, well, I got one more big bet to call here, and the pot's about 9 or 10 big bets. Could this guy be bluffing 1 out of 10 times?
Right. And usually if I let myself get to this point where I'm on the river, I'm usually calling that last.
Well, he
call.
actually saves the bet, though, and folds.
He
And
does.
Mike
Yeah,
had
I
the best
agree.
hand.
I'm not saying that his play is different. I'm just talking about my play. When I get to that point,
Sometimes
I
you
usually
feel
call.
like you think you had the best
I
hand
feel
on the
like,
turn.
if I have odds at that point, I try to tell myself, throw it away on the turn, or if I'm into the river, then obviously I thought I was good, right?
Yeah. Again, we can you can watch a replay of this show every single day, all the way up until 5 p.m. Pacific time the next day. And we now replay all the shows on Sunday afternoons from the whole previous week.
Really?
Yep. So that's an interesting thing to check
Very
out.
exciting.
As the button moves over here to Peter in seat 6. And we're going to see a raise here by seat number 3. And he's got king, queen offsuit. Okay, he's going to bring this one in for a raise. It's funny, I usually bring that hand in for a raise because usually in live play, and that's Tom, and he's going to get a lot of respect and no one's going to bring it in. Sometimes online in a full ring 10-handed game from the first couple of spots, I'll fold king, queen offsuit. But at live play, when you've got games usually played live are a little bit easier than they are online. And usually somebody's walking. So you're usually playing 8-handed.
Okay.
I think king, queen's good enough to bring it in for a raise 8-handed, whereas 10-handed, I think you can fold it in the first couple of spots, and obviously makes a difference.
Right.
You know what I mean. How often is the game full?
Right.
It just seems like everyone's always walking. Sometimes
I
you're even
hate
playing
that.
7-handed,
Yeah.
at live.
Sometimes they're walking more than they're playing.
Right. We're going to see 4-way action here.
Ace-Jack looks to be
Yep.
on top.
Matthew
Ramona.
here. And Matthew's going to come out and bet with Ace-Jack from the big blind. Now, Joe's got a flush draw and a straight draw. He's got a gut shot to the 7 plus diamonds, and he's going to pop it up here. And from early position with Ace-Jack and limit, might this just be a check call? And Mike is going to get into a situation here where he has top pair, but he's got a weak kicker. And look at this. Matthew's going to 3-bet here with the Ace-Jack, and he does have the best hand.
Very smart.
Yep.
I like it.
It's just sometimes the trouble with ace rag here. Mike's got himself in a situation where he's way behind.
And he doesn't want a 7. He doesn't know that.
And look at this
if
again.
He gets a 7,
Joe is going to cap it. But the only problem here is Joe has capped it, and he's knocked Mike out with the weak ace. So oftentimes people will play really strong with their draw, but you want the other people in. And he capped it and actually lost out there. Turns 3. Now Joe's open-ended with his flush draw. Matthew's going to check as Joe capped the flop. And let's see if Joe takes the card here. I just don't think Matthew's going anywhere. Remember, it's limit hold'em. Yeah, and Joe's going to check right behind him. Here we go to the river. The river's a king.
Matthew will take it down.
Matthew's going to check. And Joe's just going to bluff at it, and that's not going to work.
No.
Not with the way that hand played out. And Matthew's going to take it down there with the ace-jack. There you go. Nice hand there for Matthew.
It's interesting for me to see how this 2040 is played because I'm mostly a 6-12, 8-16 player.
Right.
It's really not a lot different, honestly.
No, it depends on, obviously it depends on the lineup. Yeah.
I mean, I thought maybe I'd see a lot of, everyone just coming in with aces and ace-king and very solid pairs, but people play pretty much about the same as they do in the A16.
We're getting word that I think that we popped in midway through the stream somehow. I don't know how that happened, but from a couple of people. So after this hand, I'm going to go around and introduce the table again. So we apologize for that. Yeah, we did start it a little bit late there. We got a raise here by seat 4. Joe Wynn was raised with ace-5 offsuit. And we have a call by Peter in seat 6 with a suited connector, 9-10 of clubs. Mike's going to call with king-queen, and Marcel's in there with deuce-4 of diamonds. So Joe, maybe he's a little bit on tilt. Wow, Peter's picked up a monster draw here.
I was going to ask you how you feel about hands like 9-10 suited. I mean, it looks great on this flop,
I don't
right?
usually call those for raises and limit hold them. Now look at this. We've got a bet and a raise by Peter, and Mike makes the call here, and so does Joe. And another thing that's interesting is Peter has raised next to act with a big draw, perhaps again driving people out behind you. Turn is a jack. Joe has the best hand here, but he's going to have to dodge a lot of cards. Peter has checked the flop, and Mike is going to check. And the river is a queen, and Mike gets there. He's got queens full of jacks. Peter missed his giant draw. It gets checked around to Mike, and he's going to throw out the bet there with trip queens. And I got to tell you, I used to play with Mike when I first started coming to the casino. And, to be perfectly honest with you, he's not a professional poker player. He's a recreational poker player. And he was one of the weaker players at the table. His game has really improved tenfold from where he was about a year ago, for sure. Yeah. Again, oftentimes David and I talk about, and he's not going to get a call here, a lot of rich businessmen come to play in this game. And, after playing for a while and losing a lot of money, they pick up the game.
Yep.
That's because, they're successful
That's
businessmen.
How you learn.
Yeah. And Mike's doing a good job of it. Now, all right, let's go around and introduce the table. Again, we popped in a little bit late into the stream. Sorry about that, folks. Seat number 1, we get a mover and a shaker there. That's Yuri. He makes a lot of moves. Seat number 2 is Marcel. There's Marcel. Seat 3, probably the most solid player on the table there. That's Tom Coates. Seat 4, of course, is Action Joe Wynn. Seat number 5, we've got Sean. Sean has not played a hand yet. Seat 6, we've got Peter. Seat 7, we've got Mike. Seat number 8, we have Ramona, the lovely Ramona. And seat 9, we got Matthew. Matt. A couple players have ace-king here, seat 2 and seat 3. And I believe they're in the blinds. And look at this. Yuri has open limped on the button with Jack Deuce of Hearts. Marcel is going to raise out of small blind with ace-king. Let's see if Tom might 3-bet here or just call on the big blind. I might 3-bet here. We'll see what he's going to do. Him and Marcel. Yeah, he's going to make the 3-bet right there. And Yuri should quickly fold his hand now. I don't even know what he's doing in there with the Jack Deuce, but he likes to play a lot of hands. And Marcel's going to 4-bet. Now, Tom has position, so we're going to go to a capped flop heads up here. Tom against
hand.
Marcel, same hand.
Oh,
Marcel's on a free roll.
flush.
He's got the ace of spades. Now, if Marcel comes out and bets, I wonder how long Tom... Wow, Marcel checks, and Tom's going to bet.
Interesting.
Let's see, and Marcel is just going to check call here. Turns a 3. And it's going to go check call again here. And the funny thing is,
Tom
Marcel,
take the lead.
if Marcel had led out, I don't think Tom would have been involved here.
And now he's probably going to throw it away.
I think it just gets checked down here, and they're going to chop it up.
All that work for nothing.
Yep. Wow. I was going to say, you know, if Marcel bet that flop, Tom might have taken one off, but he actually gave up the betting lead there.
And that might be
And it
due to
ended up being
respect
just
to
a
Tom, do you think?
chop pot there, yeah.
Shows the advantage of the capping.
Yeah.
Pre-flop.
Again, you can follow a live thread that's started on the internet. Go to 2plus2.com, spelled out, click on forums. World Poker Tour, etc. over in Tournament Poker area. Official Live at the Bike thread. You can also email us at live@thebike.com.
I thought I was drawing swing with that ace spades.
And we have an email here by Jeff Rodriguez regarding a hand that he just saw in high stakes poker on GSN. We like to call this the first cash game. I actually, you know, I don't really mind what they do over there on GSN. I just don't think they really get into the hands as analytically as we do. Not to toot our own horn.
No, of course not.
Now we have a limp here on the button, and Tom is going to raise with ace jack of diamonds. Sean is going to call with 9-10.
So there's 9-10 again. I notice
Yeah.
a lot of players do like that hand, and maybe because of so many straight potentials. But for me, I can never seem to make it work.
6-7-6 here. Let's see if Tom's going to lead. He is. Now Sean's got overcards and a gut shot to the 8. Let's see how he's going to play this out of seat 5. Tom's showing some strength here. 6-7-6. Sean's going to fold, but Marcel's going to take one off with Queen 8 here. Turns another 7, and Tom's got the best hand, and he's got the nut flush draw now, and he's going to bet. 7 of diamonds here on the turn. Don't quite know what Marcel is thinking, and he's going to get away from it. Again, when you got a player like Tom that's showing some strength, he's not going to be coming in with rags. He's a pretty solid player. Makes the laydown. So if you can see there, Tom, the yellow chips in this game are $5 chips. So a rack of yellow is 500. A stack is 100. It's a 4-8 chip structured game. We're playing 20-40 limit hold'em. Those $1 chips are blue tokes. Usually are used for tipping the dealer.
Come back next time with another jackpot.
And there you go. He's going to get a new dealer into the game. And Ramona is another player that falls into that category over in seat 8 that I was talking about, Nicole. She's improved her game tenfold since I first started playing with her about a year ago. And she really makes a pretty good go of it right now.
Whatever happened?
Button's going to move over here to seat 3.
Whatever happened to our Action Marcy? She played.
She's still
24
around, yeah.
still?
Yeah.
I like to watch her play.
Seat 7 here is going to raise with Queen Jack off suit. And that's Mike. And we're going to see a call here by Yuri with Queen 9 of hearts. Marcel's going to call with Jack Deuce of clubs. And Mike has got both players dominated when he brought it in with Queen Jack off suit. So we're going to see three-way action here. Here we go. Oh, wow. Jack Deuce Deuce. Marcel flops top here. And Mike checks the Jack. And Yuri's going to bet with the third best hand. Let's see how Marcel... And let's see if Mike's going to make the check raise. He does with Queen Jack. He thinks he's got the best of it. Yuri's out of there.
I would too.
And Marcel is now going to 3-bet. And Mike calls. Now, funny, you know, if I got check raised, I might just smooth call the flop because I'm in position against Mike and pop him on the turn. But he chooses a 3-bet. Oh, wow, Mike's got top 2 now.
He's in trouble.
And Mike is going to come out and bet, and Marcel should come back out and raise here again. And he does.
Will, yeah.
Now, you are vulnerable to a couple different hands, obviously. Jacks and queens here would beat you. And Mike is drawing live, but he does not get there. The river's a 5.
It's hard when you have Queen Jack to put your opponent on Jack Deuce. You
Remember-
just don't expect that.
Yeah. I mean, there are other hands that your hand can't beat. You obviously can't beat an overpair when the board is paired. You couldn't beat it kings or aces. The hand really didn't necessarily play out that way. But sometimes you see players not re-raising. I always do. But sometimes they play it tricky. You never know.
Yep.
Some of these guys. But Marcel makes the play there with Jack Deuce. So there you go.
I have to go back and look at that.
So again, we're here live at the bike. Baron Van Gortoth, he had made a complaint last week about how these games usually use the most amount of chips possible. And yes, we do have $10 chips, but we use $5 chips in this game. Talking about a post here on 2+2 again. By the way, the bike has $10 chips, and yet they're using $5 chips. Yes, of course, Baron.
Now, is that not the standard? Since I'm a lower limit player, I don't know.
No,
how that
no,
works.
it absolutely is. Usually you try to use the most amount of chips possible to increase the action of the game.
Okay.
But for some people, it's a pet peeve because it's just, maybe not practical because the amount of
Well,
chips
if
get
that
so
was the
sloppy.
case, we could use $20 chips.
That's right.
1 and 2.
5 players.
Now, we had a raise here, I believe, by Mike out of the big blind with Queen Jack suited. It had been limped around. He picks up an open-ended straight draw, but there's all clubs on board here. And he's going to come out and bet. Funny thing is here, I don't know if anybody can call. I mean, is Joe going to call with the 8 of clubs over there in seat 4?
I highly doubt it.
Let's see. Mike could take this one down right now.
Joe is thinking about it. Interesting.
We know Joe likes to play action. He's pretty aggressive.
And he's going to race.
Looks like he is going to race.
Good for him.
Now, again, Mike has an open-ended straight draw. He doesn't have a club. He's going to make the call. But Joe is behind. He needs a club, a 6 or an 8. The turn's an ace, and Mike makes the nut straight. And Mike's going to come out and bet right away. He's not going to give that free card. I love the bet. Again, because Joe's such a tricky player, he could easily do that on a draw. He's not going to give him the free card. And again, I mean, what is Joe? I mean, Joe is drawing live to a club here. I mean, he's not going to get involved
Yeah,
with it.
he's hoping.
Yeah. Nice hand there for Mike. Mike is a businessman. He owns several 7-Elevens. And I think it's in Arcadia or something like that. I've known him for maybe a year and a half now. Button's going to move over to suit 6. Peter with the button in seat 6. Again, we're playing 20-40 limit hold'em here, folks.
Raise.
Blinds are $10 and $20. Raise here by seat number 1. That's Yuri. He's going to bring it in with ace-jack offsuit. And the blind here, Ramona's going to call heads up. She's got 18 of hearts.
2 players.
And here we go. Remember, Yuri's a mover and a shaker. He'll make a lot of moves.
Oh,
Well, he's flop top pair. Now, Ramona's got middle pair. Let's see if she's going to take one off here on the flop. She does. She makes the check call. She's going to need to spike an 8 or a 10 here. And there's a 10. And let's see if she comes out and bets or she check raises. She's going to come out and bet here. And Yuri decides just to call. He has a
Very
draw to
smart.
the 9. And the river's a 3, and Ramona's got the best of it right now. And she's going to bet again here with 2 pair. And Yuri's probably just going to call. And she's going to take it down there with 10s up.
2 pair.
There you go. Again, heads up, you've got, in essence, you've got 2 big bets in there. You've got a piece of the flop. It's only 1 small bet. So there's, you're talking about 5 small bets. When Yuri makes that bet on the flop, you've got 5 small bets. So you're getting 5 to 1 on your money. And you basically think that maybe you've got 10 outs with your 8 and your 10. A lot of people will take one off, and sometimes you usually have correct odds to take one off if you hit a piece of it to try to hit your 2 pair or your trips. And in that case, she hit it, and she got paid off all the way down. So there you go. She got the big bets in. She got a big bet in on the turn and on the river.
right.
And she won it.
It's good to know because oftentimes I hate going heads up because I feel like there's just no odds in it.
Right.
Raise.
Seat 4 is going to raise here. Joe Wynn, action Joe Wynn. He's got 10-6 offsuit, or 10-7 offsuit. And Matthew there is going to make the call with pocket fours in seat 9. Well, queen, queen deuce. Let's see how Matthew's going to play this. Well, he's going to come out and he is going to bet here with pocket fours. And Joe is going to raise. And Matthew's a big fan of the show. That's actually Matthew in seat 9 with fours. And he's going to 3-bet. And Joe folds. And Matthew there is going to take it down there with the fours. We have it up as Ramona, but it's Matthew. And Matthew plays a lot online. He's also very familiar with the show, so he knows that Joe Nguyen makes a lot of moves and is very action.
Right.
Came right back over the top of pocket fours, and Joe didn't even get involved with it for the extra bet. Again, over there in seat 3, I think that Tom's family is watching, so I want to say hello to them. I think a lot of them are from Connecticut. We're not going to see Tom play many hands. He's pretty...
You said hi-lo. You said hi-lo.
high-low.
You said you wanted to say hi-lo to Tom's family. As in stud.
Raise.
Hello, stud.
Joe Nguyen's going to bring it in for a raise here. He's got ace-10 offsuit. Ramona's going to call on the button. King-jack of diamonds.
4 players.
And we're going to see four-way action here. Jack-4 spades there for Yuri and ace-9 offsuit for Marcel. 9-4 deuce. Marcel's got ace-9. But Yuri's going to come out and bet with Jack-4, and Marcel's going to raise. Again, you know, Yuri comes out and bets with middle pair, and we get a raise by Marcel. Yuri's going to make the call, as he can right now, with a piece of that flop. And look at that, the turn's a jack. And he's going to make the check raise, I'm sure, here. And there you go. You're going to see that stack of chips. Take 4 off the top. Nicely even. 20 chips, minus 4, 16 chips. 8 plus 8. And Marcel's going to make the call. And oftentimes, again, we see one pair is not good when you get a raise on the big bet round, and the river's a 6. But again, you know, against a player like Yuri, who will make moves,
He gets called down.
you know, I might call there with ace-9. Now, against Mike or Ramona, if they check raise me, I know ace-9 is no good. I know one pair isn't good. I know my aces aren't good. I can safely fold on the turn to non-tricky, straightforward, non-tough opponents.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you have the odds of the pot so big, you know you're beat on the turn with an overpair. But you might even have the odds to take one off, so maybe you can get maybe bottom pair to pair up, so you could beat, you know, 2 pair, right?
Right.
Something like that. Button's going to move over here to seat 9.
And ace-king suited.
Yeah, ace-king suited over there for, that's Peter. Seat 6. He's going to raise. There you go.
Raise.
Not a lot of talking at this table.
No, very quiet.
All business. This is a huge game, of course. Seat 2's made the call with 6-4 of spades.
Wow.
He's picked up a spade draw, but Peter's flop trip kings. And Peter slow plays it. The turn's a jack. We got ace-king against 6-4 of spades. And now Marcel is going to come out and bet with 6-4 of spades. And I'm sure Peter just calls.
Wow.
What is Peter waiting for? Boy, of God, I would jam that. And the river is a 7. And Marcel's going to make a bluff bet here. And I
Now
guess Peter was
will
waiting
raise.
for the river to raise, and now he raises.
Raise it.
And in this case, he might have actually extracted a little more money, but I don't know. I mean, I bet that flop. I bet the turn. He's going to call me. Peter played it tricky. I really like to jam and limit hold him. But I mean, I guess he was heads up, so. There you go. Again, you can email us live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions.
Ace-king suited again. C3 this time, Tom.
Yep.
Pocket 3 for Marcel and C2.
So you
Raise.
now we're going to see a raise by Yuri. He's got ace deuce of clubs, but Tom's in the big blind.
It's funny, we have the same situation here.
And Marcel just calls. You know, Nicole, if I was playing against Yuri on the button there and I had pocket 3s in the small blind, that would be a definite 3-bet to drive Tom out. Now, in this case, Tom wouldn't go anywhere. But do you really want Tom to stay in there with 3s? And Tom, this time, he's just going to call with the ace-king suited.
It's interesting, mixing up his play.
3 players.
9-8-7. It's missed everyone. Marcel has the best hand with pocket 3s. he's going to come out and he's going to bet. And Tom is done with it.
Yeah.
He's not a great flopper, and he gets away from it quickly. Yuri makes the call. Now, Yuri's picked up a club draw. If Marcel bets here, I could easily see Yuri possibly raising here. But he's just going to call. Because if you raise there, I don't know if Marcel could call. And the river's a 6 and a straight plays on the
Chop it
board.
up.
And it's going to go check, bet, call, and they're going to chop this one up. Again, that's the power of sometimes semi-bluffing on the big betting turn. Can Marcel call a big raise on the turn there with pocket threes? Do you think he would have called with pocket threes there
I
on
don't
the
think
turn?
I could have, but
Yeah. And they're going to chop it up. So email here from Israel Belmont. He says, never miss your show. I've been watching you guys for a couple months. And I've been picking up a lot of tips and strategies through you guys and then apply them when I go to the casino. Thanks for the tips. Well, thank you, Israel.
thank you, Bart, for all your wonderful tips.
Am I going to have to get frisky with you, Nicole?
No.
People are expecting me to make passes at you apparently on the 2+2 thread already, so I
I'm
have to live
so
up to it.
not in the mood today.
Oh, she put me in my place. Oh, man. Ramona here, it looked like she made a raise with Jack 10 off suit. Or actually, I think Joe might have raised with Ace 3 and Ramona called.
Uh-oh.
And Joe's got top pair, and he's going to bet. Now, Ramona's got second pair, but she's got no spade. She's going to make the call. Here we go to the turn. Turn's a queen. And now Ramona's got a straight draw. Joe's going to bet again. And Ramona is going to call again. But Joe has the best hand. Ramona needs to catch a jack, a king, or a queen. And it cannot be a spade. And the river is a 6. Excuse me, a queen would not have done it. She needed a jack, a 10, or a king. That's not a spade.
And she knew she wasn't good.
Yep. And she
for her.
folds on the river. There you go. Take it down for action, Joe win. So you said you had a lot to eat this weekend, huh? That's why you're a little out of it
I'm
today.
sluggish. I ate too much
Yeah.
junk food this weekend.
Yeah.
I need a nap.
Oftentimes do it. Peter has limped in here with ace jack offsuit again. That's probably a hand I'm going to either raise or fold. He chooses to limp in. And Marcel is going to raise with king 9 of clubs. Seat 5's got a queen jack offsuit. He's going to come in from the big blind.
Yeah, and we haven't seen him. That's Sean. We haven't seen him play too many hands yet.
Yeah. Three-way action. And Marcel's got top pair. He's the pre-flop raiser. And he's, you know what? I wouldn't imagine that anyone's going to call this bet. Oh, what do I know? Peter's going to make the call with ace-jack here. He's going to try to spike an ace, but I mean, if an ace comes, it's good. And look at that, an ace comes.
He knew it.
But you don't even know if you're good right now. And it went check, check. And the river here is a 5. And now Peter's going to come out and bet. The other interesting thing there, Nicole and Marcel's going to make the call. If I had king 9 in that manner, and the ace came on the turn, I would bet. And then maybe I would check the river down just because I'm a little bit scared of the kicker. I just can't necessarily put Peter on an ace in that spot. Can you? I mean, my goodness.
You wouldn't usually think so, no.
Yeah. I'm often a proponent the way I play limit. If I don't have a strong hand on the turn, I will bet the turn, and I will easily fold to a check raise. I will bet the turn and check behind on the river, as opposed to some people checking the turn and then putting yourself in a situation where the guy's going to automatically bet on the river. And sometimes you chicken out. Because I feel that, if your hand is good enough for a crying call on the turn, why not bet and get some fold equity in there and then just check it down on the river at the end? We have a raise here by Yuri. He's got ace-king.
Seems to be our favorite hand of the night.
And Marcella's going to call with a 3-gap suited connector. And Peter's in there with queen 8. Well, Yuri's got the best of it here. Peter's got a piece of it. Marcel has the ass end of the gut shot with the 10. King, queen, jack. And he's going to make the call. There's 2 hearts on board. And Peter calls as well.
Interesting.
Turns a queen, and Peter's got trip queens. It's amazing.
Don't you
I mean,
hate
call,
that?
call me. It gets checked around, and look at this. The river's a 10,
Wow.
and now Yuri's got a straight with the ace, and he's going to come out and bet it.
The best hand wins in the end. I love that.
Wow, in Marcel, he's going to make the call here with a pair of 10s. Boy, what can you beat out there, Nicole, with a pair of 10s?
I guess he doesn't believe Yuri.
And Peter's got trip queens, and he's wondering, can I overcall? I can't beat a 9, and I can't beat an ace. And that's a good fold there by Peter.
Straight.
Wow. Funny thing is that if I was Peter, I probably would fold down the flop. Yuri made a check there on the turn, and he was behind. Picked up the free card, picked up the straight on the river. Peter made a nice lay down there. Obviously, Peter can't beat a full house. He can't beat any type of straight. And he can't make the overcall. Maybe if Marcel had folded in between, Peter might have called. Knowing that Yuri is sometimes up to some tricky business.
Exactly.
Yep. We're going to do a chip count here coming up at the next
Raise.
couple of hands. We're going to see a raise here by Marcel. Ace 10 offsuit. And
Have a good hand.
we're not going to see a flop, so it's going to be a chop pot. And that is a rake reduction. It's usually $4, but if you don't see a flop here, it's 50 cents. Or actually, excuse me, it's $1. No limit's $3.50. Limit, it is $1 and $4 off the top. Button moves over here to Peter in seat 6. And yeah, Matthew in seat 9 is 2 plus 2, or I think Devil's
players.
Ray. I don't know. Maybe Donna can ask him, get some confirmation on that. We're heads up here. Queen 9 against King 8. 10, 9, 4. Queen 9 there for Marcel. He's got the best hand. And he's going to bet. See if Matthew's... So Matthew does play a lot of online poker. So Donna, if you're out there, maybe you can ask Matthew what his 2 plus 2 name is. I think it's Devil's Ray.
Queen 9.
First year Clay.
First year class.
First year Clay. That's Matthew on 2 plus 2. First year Clay. Button moves over here to seat 8.
Or Devil's Ray. It rhymes.
yeah.
It's the same.
Same type of thing, right?
First year clay, Devil's Ray, same thing.
Well, we're going to try to get some definite information tomorrow about our game, Nicole, on Wednesday, because we could really have an incredible lineup. There is some sort of card player awards event going on that night, so there might be some conflicts, but we're keeping our fingers crossed.
I know also there's a lot of people going to the other casino in the neighborhood.
Well, that's why they're all in town, though, because the other tournament starts the day afterwards. So on Wednesday night, they should be free.
Well, Wednesday I think a lot of people are going to play
Playing the Super.
Yeah.
Marcel brought this one in for a raise with the ace-queen, with the ace of clubs. He's flopped the nut flush draw, but Yuri's going to come out and bet here. He's got top pair. And Marcel is just going to call here. And this is the type of thing, I like the call. Why try to drive Ramona out when all you have is a draw right now? He does have overcards. Wow, the turn's a queen, and he's got the nut flush.
Yes,
And Yuri's going to come out and bet again. And at this point here, if you're Marcel,
just call.
well, let's see.
Keep Ramona in with a 10.
That would be the most optimal play. But he is going to raise. He's going to jam it through
Raise.
here. Hey,
Wow.
and you know what, though? Ramona calls anyways. I was going to say, sometimes playing it hard, you might get a guy who's going to call with a jack or a king thinking that you wouldn't raise with the ace there on the turn.
Right.
And Ramona makes the call with the 10 high, and now Yuri is out of there. And the river here is an ace. And Marcel's going to bet out with the nut club draw and the nut club flush. And Ramona is going to call, and Marcel's going to win a nice little pot there. So he played it hard there on the turn, and he actually got
Still
an
got
extra
action.
big bet.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I have no problem, again, not slow playing, in limit games, because, as we can see, as we've seen in the past, people will call you and call you and call you.
Right.
So And maybe, maybe thinking Ramona, maybe she thought he didn't have better than the 10 of clubs, because why would he raise on the
Right.
turn? So we're going to take a look at the chip count here. And is this going to be our point of basis chip count, Isaac? So this is going to be the first one of the night. And then when we come back to this, so this isn't necessarily where the players started with, but we're about at 40 minutes into the show. We'll show the differences. And as you can see, there's $11,000 on the table. Oh, this is the original buy-in here. And then now we look at the difference, magically.
Ooh.
There we go. So Matthew in seat 9's up $900. I think this was the actually original buy-in from before the show. I think an hour before the show.
Yep.
That's what it was. Because we haven't seen Matthew win that much yet. But so Matthew's up $900 for the night. And Ramona's up $500 for the night. Yuri's up as well. And Tom is chugging along there at plus $300. Pocket Queens here for Tom in seat 3. He popped it up pre-flop. And he's going to get four-way action, and he flops top set. And he bets his hands hard. I'd imagine he's not going to slow play here. Yep, he's going to come out and bet. I love the bet with top set here. Queen 7-3 rainbow. Actually, there's a couple spades. And see, look at Ramona. She's got middle pair in the nut spade draw.
Very nice hand. I almost like her hand.
She's just going to
Feel better.
call. Tom's going to need to dodge a spade here. Turns a jack. He's good still. And Ramona just, if she catches a 7, she might get herself into some trouble. Oh, the river's a spade.
I knew I liked her hand.
Oh, and you know what? I think Ramona and Tom, as often sometimes players who are friends do, just decide to check the river there.
Yeah.
And Ramona takes it down with a nut flush. And that kills you when you flop top set there. I mean, I guess that beat isn't that beat isn't as brutal as when somebody catches a backdoor flush, some sort of ridiculous flush on you. But Ramona did have the nut spade draw there.
And he knew that what she had, and he saw it.
Yeah.
She got it, so he's like, check, and she's nice enough to check too.
Yeah. Nice hand there for Ramona. And the button's going to move over there to seat 1. Marcel's got an ace-king. Seat 5 is limped in here with king-queen. And Marcel does not raise out of the small blind. Again, it's just Marcel, Tom, and seat 5. I think I would want to drive Tom out with a raise in the small blind with ace-king. And it misses everyone here. Especially when you know Tom's a tight player and he's not going to call you with any 2 cards in the blind. With ace-king, I'm definitely going to take control of that hand. Check call here by Marcel as Sean bet. Oh, the turn's an ace. Marcel's got it. And the turn was a third heart, and Sean's going to continue to bet, and Marcel is going to check raise with ace-king with the nut flush draw, and Sean's out of there. And Marcel takes it down. There you go. Nice hand.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
There you go. Well, it's great that we finally got this game going here, Nicole. It's going strong. We've got a couple names on the board, and maybe, someday we'll get the 30 on here.
You haven't done that yet?
We did it way back when. I got to tell you, the 30, and I played these games on a regular basis, the 30 plays less solid than this game is.
Really?
It's a wild game. It's a gambling game.
So
It's
they won't come
unbelievable.
on here? Is that the problem?
No, I'm just saying that it's, there's the board there.
What does this mean?
Wow, Tom's got pocket kings here, and Sean is raised with pocket jacks in seat 5. We'll get to that comment in a second on 2+2.
Okay.
And Tom looks like he's going to 3-bet. I'd imagine he's in the small blind with kings, and he does.
3 bets.
Position.
Don't tell me you're stimming, huh?
Position.
Now Joe has got garbage.
You like that.
Sean is going to call with jacks. And Marcel is in there with ace rag. Well, if Marcel spikes an ace, he'll be good here. Here we go.
How do they know? That's what I don't understand. How do they know?
Oh,
that
Tom's
ace
got
is a
top set again, and
Wow.
somebody would need to catch running here. He's flopped top set again. But I don't think this time he's probably not going to get paid off. Maybe Marcel takes one off here with a 6.
Yeah.
Oh my, Marcel's going to raise. Now let's see how Tom's going to play it now. Is he going to play it slow or is he going to jam it up here? He's going to 3-bet.
No cap, no cap, no cap.
No cap at all.
No cap at all.
And Marcel just...
All right.
and
All right.
Marcel
Separate.
has 4-bet, and there's no cap when your head's up. And Tom's going to 5-bet it.
Wow.
He's going to 5-bet it.
That's correct.
No, right there.
And Marcel's got to know he's in trouble. There's no way Tom does this with ace-king or even with aces. I don't think.
Right.
I think you specifically know he's got kings here on this spot. Because he wouldn't have 3-bet in the small blind with 6s either. Turns an 8. Tom's going to bet out here. And Marcel's got to know he's beat right now.
Wow.
And this is amazing. Again, you know, a lot of times people aren't necessarily paying attention to the players that they're playing against. Again, Tom's probably the most solid on the table here. The river's a queen, and Marcel cannot beat anything now.
Yeah, and that might be an action killer if you even put Tom on ace queen.
Yeah. Tom takes down a nice pot there. I think that actually, again, Tom, I think that those two just check the river down. People say, why are they checking the river? Why are they checking the river? Well, sometimes players that play against each other oftentimes have that agreement. It's not a collusion thing. It's just a thing where maybe Tom knows Marcel from before, and they just agree that they don't
It's just kind of
necessarily
like a nice
bet the river.
gesture. It's not even that you even something that you say, but I do it all the time.
I don't do it. Are you crazy?
Oh, I do it all the time downstairs. I mean,
Really?
for me
I
to
mean, are
have
you
to
there
sit
to-
and play with somebody all day and have to hear them whine and whine, it's better for me to just be nice.
Oh,
and-
I can't wait to take somebody's last check. Now, Sean's got pocket queens, and he limped in. And it looks like Matthew is going to raise with ace-10 offsuit. Marcel's going to call with a queen-5 of diamonds. And Marcel's getting a little bit into trouble pre-flop here with his hand selection, isn't he? And Sean has pulled the limp re-raise with queens. He limped in with
There
queens.
we go.
I don't know if I've ever pulled that move in limit hold'em. Have you? The limp re-raise?
I have a
Have
few
you?
times if I'm
Yeah.
coming in first, yeah.
Well, here we go. Three-way action. Sean, the limp re-raiser.
He doesn't
King.
like that king, but he is ahead.
King 10-8 here. Now, Matthew's got a piece of it. He's got ace-10. Sean's going to check. And Matthew's going to come out and bet here with the ace-10. Now, when somebody limps re-raises there, I
Bet,
might
bet.
take a card there with ace-10, thinking that I'm behind. But Matthew chooses to bet. And Sean is going to just call. Turns an ace.
Oh.
And Matthew's got aces up now.
Poor
And he's
Sean.
going to bet. And Sean can't beat anything
We
now.
haven't seen Sean catch a hand tonight.
Yep, and he's going to fold queens. So surfing Illini on 2+2 writes, Nicole, when we're talking about how you were eating a bunch of junk food over the weekend, Nicole, does junk food equal Greek sausage? Hidden meaning in
I know
parentheses.
what it means. We do not need to talk about it. You're not
Oh,
funny.
our viewers are
You're
so bad.
not funny surfing.
And I don't think, yeah.
I'm not laughing.
You're not, you and George Georgian are just friends, though, for the
Yeah.
record, right?
Yeah, I've told you that numerous times, but no one seems to believe me. The
Isaac
record
says
has
there is no
obviously
record.
been lost numerous times.
C2 here is limped in. So Matthew's had a pretty good night of it so far. Again, you can email us at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions.
Three players.
9-7-6. Well, Marcel's got top pair and he's open-ended. Good hand for that flop here. Now, let me ask you this question. Obviously, you play normally in a lower form of limit hold'em than I do, where it's more of a draw. I would say it's more drawing limit hold'em. But I just don't find any value, at least at this level, in suited connectors, calling them for raises. I only come in with them if I'm in the back three positions and I can get in an unraised pot, or pocket pairs below nines. Do you agree with that,
No,
too?
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking you about the 9-10 suited before. But a lot of people seem to like that hand no matter what the level.
Yeah.
But I just haven't really seen the payoff. Every once in a while you win a hand with it, but do you really win in the long term?
I mean, the only time that I might call a raise in late position with Jack 10 suited if there's a bunch of people in between, or something like Queen
Yes,
Jack
if you have
suited.
the odds, and I understand,
You know.
but you're going heads up and you're calling someone with
No,
a raise
no,
of
yeah.
9-10.
I mean, say Tom Coates and C3 raises under the gun. I'm on the button with Jack 10 of diamonds. Am I going to call that? No, there's no
not
way.
unless there's three people who called in
No
front of
way.
me.
Yeah. Four-way action here.
If everyone calls a raise in front of me, I might call with anything. I mean, if I have 8 people in the pot, That's different.
Marcel has flopped the bottom straight here, and he's going to pop it up on this connected board. I like the raise.
Now that we just talked about the hand and how it doesn't win, now it's going to win.
Well, in this case though, Marcel, he's in the back. He's in the third to last spot, and it was limped.
Right.
So he just limped. I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
And we're heads up here as Yuri stays in with the ace-9, turns the 4. I'd imagine that Yuri is probably going to be done with this hand now. He did not pick up his club draw. Yeah, he's out of there.
Or 10.
Nine again.
Nine, baby. That's my number.
Wow.
There you go.
That's I can't afford to let you.
Email here from
Nine. So,
Got a bet it.
email here from Clapman at sbcglobal.net.
Anyway, at 9.
Hello, I watch the show all the time and play the bike online. I was curious if any of the high rollers, such as Barry, Mike, Mo, or Alan, are playing in this year's World Series of Poker.
I'm not
Well, I
sure
think
my
that they
philosophy.
have in the past. I know Barry was at the World Series, and I'm sure that they're planning on going in. Of course, Mike has got a big operation to manage here at the casino, so I don't know how his time allows him to come off.
I believe Mo played a couple of
Yeah.
tournaments this year, but yeah, then most of them have jobs that don't allow them to constantly be away. But I
Right.
think they do play a few.
Raise.
And Action Joe Wynn is going to bring this one in for a raise. He's got King 8 offsuit. So again, we'll have more up-to-date information about exactly who is coming on Wednesday for our 25-50 no limit, because we could have some huge hitters.
That would be great.
Matthews in there, 7-10 of diamonds, 7-6-3. And as far as I know, too, Shirley is actually coming in and commentating
Well, that'll be fun.
on Wednesday. Now look at this. Matthew has check-raised Joe Wynn on this flop. Joe raised again, and I think that Matthew might have 3-bet.
Wow.
No, he just did call. The turn's a 4. And Matthew's going to come out and bet again.
Looks like Matthew and Joe really know each other's play.
Well, Matthew knows that Joe's full of it sometimes. I think that Matthew really jammed that one up just with top pair on the flop. And Joe has no part of this. He's got a draw to the 5. He could actually catch an 8 or a 5, and it would be good. Or a king. He actually has 9 outs. If he knew that Matthew only had a 7 here, I think that you can maybe make this call with 9 outs. But he doesn't know what Matthew has, and he folds. Obviously, he's got 3 outs to the 8, 4 outs to the 5,
3 outs to the king.
and 3
10
outs to the king. Excuse me, 10 outs. You're right. And obviously, you can make calls with flush draws and stuff, which is only 9 outs there. But he doesn't know what Matthew has.
Yeah, Matthew could already have the straight, which means
Yeah.
he's practically drawing dead.
Drawing dead to a chop.
Too,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Button's going to move over here to seat 8. I just hit Nicole by accident. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Email here from Robert Valdez. He says, this 2040 game is so soft. Does this game run 24/7? Well, yeah, of course it does.
Come on down, get some money.
What's the highest Omaha and Hold'em spread on a daily basis? Well, Limit Hold'em here, the biggest game we usually do is the 30 game, 30-60. Omaha, we don't really have a game higher than 6-12. No
It is
limit.
a big, juicy game. They
Yeah.
have 4 tables going right now because they have a big jackpot. But it is, 6-12.
Limped around here. We need to see Matthew's cards in seat 9. Ace 9 deuce here, a couple spades. Matthew's got a queen 6.
Queen 6 of hearts.
Yuri's just going to come out and bet here with absolutely nothing. And wow, look at Ramona. She's going to call. Maybe she doesn't believe him.
She doesn't believe him.
Let's see if
Unfortunately, she is
if he
behind.
checks. I was going to love to have seen a bet there by Ramona. The river's a 4. And now Yuri's going to come out and bet. And look at that. He takes it down. So Yuri started it off with the bluff on the flop.
He gave her a chance.
Ramona checked behind him on the turn, and then Yuri bet the river. I agree with you. This 2040 game looks to be pretty nice here, this lineup. Again, I mean, oftentimes, you've got some solid players at the table, but it kind of makes up from it with other players that might be a little bit weaker, as you oftentimes see at this
I
level.
think, you know what, like I said, I don't play this game, and so I don't watch this very much, but I can see, there are more advanced thought in this level of play, definitely, than what I see in the 816 and 612. Even, I see there's loose players here, a lot of loose players in this table, but it's not the same. I mean, they're doing it a little more calculatingly, is that a word? Calculatingly? Than,
Calculated.
Yeah, than than you see at the 6-12 and 8-16.
We got a raise here under the gun by seat 5 with Queen 10 of spades. Mike is called with the King Jack of clubs, and Ramona in seat 8 has
Ace
3 bet.
Queen of clubs. Wow.
And Ramona told Mike, Ramona said, Mike, fold your hand.
And he didn't listen.
No, it looks like he's going to call.
I hope clubs doesn't come otherwise he's really going to hurt.
Yeah. So we're going to see it here. We've got 7 or 8 small bets here. Heads up, Ramona against Mike. Oh, Mike outflops her. She's got a gut shot here, and it goes check, check on the flop. Oh, the turn's an ace.
there
Now
it
she
is.
takes the lead. And I
Looks
think
like
they
they're
might
gonna
just,
check
yeah,
it
they might just
down.
check it down here, and
Yeah.
Ace Queen's going to take it down.
Where was the Jack of clubs?
Again, those two, seat 8 and seat 7, are, they're recreational players. Come here to have a good time. They're not professionals. And again, oftentimes I will see a pattern where the recreational players make good friends with each other and don't necessarily bet against each other. We are doing, this is a webcast of live cash poker, and this is just part of the game. I know sometimes it drives people nuts, but, it's just, the way that, some people are here just to have fun.
It happens all the time. And
Yeah.
I think it happens more with women, too. Women are, I think, a lot more apt to check it down with somebody. I don't know why that is. Just softer side, maybe?
Again, we're here live at the bike. We stream live cash games every Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 Pacific time. We're playing 20-40 limit hold'em tonight. The yellow chips are $5 chips. The blue chips are $1 chips. 4-8 chip structure. Button is in Yuri's hand in seat 1. This looks to be chopped here. And they're going to chop it. Couple announcements. Obviously, we want to continue to point everyone. Check out the LAPokerScene.com. Click on the right-hand side of your screen or go to the LAPokerScene.com. Use the deposit bonus 5x500K and you get 5 free entries into Stage 1 tournaments for the $500,000 free roll, finals of which are being held in October. $500,000 free roll. You can also check out the 50 plus $5 No Limit Hold'em tournament that's going on this Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, with the bounty on my head.
Really?
Play with the Bartster. It's not listed yet, but it will be. Closer to the tournament.
Wow.
Pocket Jacks here for Mike. He's going to bring it in for a raise. And Peter's got deuce 3 offsuit. And Mike shows the jacks.
Talk to him.
Funny, one of the other things that I sometimes will do, and I don't necessarily know if I'm taking advantage of the recreational players, but I have no problem showing my cards to them so that I can see their cards. Because I feel that sometimes if I show my cards, they'll say, oh yeah, I had you beat, look what I had. And I think that I can use the information a lot better. Me giving up my information with my cards gives them less than what they give me by showing their cards.
Okay.
So that's why there are different reasons to show cards. I do it so I can see the other people's cards.
Right. So have you ever done it and then they threw their cards in the mud?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it happens sometimes. Yeah.
You never did that again, did you?
Raise.
Tom is going to raise here. He posted behind. We don't see what he has over there in C3. He needs to show us his cards.
2 players.
Heads up here. Mike is called in the big blind with ace-9. Looks like Tom brought it in for a raise here. A little steal raise with the 8-9 offsuit. Flop comes out 3-5-6 here.
It's got a gut shot.
He's going to bet, and Mike is going to call.
Well, this is Tom.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Tom mixed it up a little bit here.
Yes, he did.
Turns a jack. He's got the only club, and Tom is not going to bet here. And the river's a king. Let's see if Mike checks if Tom makes a bet here now. But look at this. Mike's going to come out and bet with ace high. Wow. Nice move there by Mike. I was going to say, if Mike checked that, I would think that Tom would have to bet there, unless he wanted to just give it up on the river to try to win that pot. But Mike actually took some of the play away from him, and he came out and bet.
I think that was very smart. A lot of times when I see somebody grabbing for their chips like Tom did there,
Yeah.
and out of turn,
Yeah.
it shows me their weakness.
It
Actually, they're
denotes
trying to
the fact
show
that they
that, oh
might
yeah,
call.
I'm going to call
Right,
you, but
right.
really it means I'm going to throw it away when you bet. You see a lot here. I think poker players have to let go of that kind of play because it doesn't work anymore.
No, I totally agree with you. Absolutely. Email here from John Exner. He says, hello. How come Live at the Bike is not listed on cardplayers.com poker on TV listings page? I think it would help increase your viewership. Interesting.
Are we on the TV?
I don't think we're there.
Then that's probably why.
We have a raise here.
They called me a
C2.
smarty pants.
Marcel's going to bring this one in with the ace-king offsuit.
I don't mean to be sassy, John Exner.
And Tom is going to 3-bet here out of seat 3. Again, he's going to need to show us his cards there. Tom's got pocket 8s, so he has made the 3-bet. And Joe is going to call 3-bets cold with king 10 of clubs. Sometimes I wonder with Joe, I mean, I'd be out of that hand so quickly if Tom 3-bet me in between. I just don't know what the value in that hand is. Joe is dominated, and Tom has the best hand here with 8s. It's not a bad flop for 8s.
No, not at all.
Tom's going to come out and bet here 9-9-3. And again, Joe has got no draw. He's badly dominated. He's drawing to 3 outs here. Looks like he's going to get away from it. Yep. But Marcel sticks in there with overcards. Turns a 5. Tom is still good. He's got the 8 of diamonds in his hand. He's going to bet again. And Marcel is going to call again. And you know what? You know, Tom might check this one down the river, maybe fearing a smaller overpair.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see if he's going to... Yeah, he did check it down there. Obviously, he can't beat 10s or jacks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the funny thing there, though, is that I didn't notice that the board paired.
Yeah, and I think
On the
actually
river?
Marcel thought he might have won.
I think that Tom, you know, if he comes back and he watches this, I didn't notice that the river pairing. You know, if I were him, I might check the 8s. But when that board pairs, from what I've seen from Marcel tonight, I think I put a value bet in there with 8s, thinking that an ace is going to call me there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tom missed a bet there on the river. Button's going to move over here to seat 7.
Right.
And again, that's debatable, but just in that situation, from the way that we've seen Marcel play.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you have it in your head on the turn that, all right, I'm going to... I mean, that's what I said. I had it in my head that, okay, I'm going to check it, and then not notice that something actually happened on the river that
Right.
changes the situation a little bit. You know, oftentimes in Limit Hold'em, it's mostly automatic play. It's not like No Limit when you're thinking it through every second.
Exactly.
Joe Wynn is going to raise here. Ace deuce, second position, offsuit. I hate those hands.
And he is actually the only ace, so if he catches an ace, we may be good.
He's going to get called in multiple spots. Queen, jack, deuce here. Marcel's got top pair, but Mike's got a better kicker. Oh, Marcel's going to lead out with queen 5. And Joe is going to raise with ace deuce here. You know, if that's the... I guess if you were playing against types of players where you could drive out a jack or a queen, I don't necessarily know that Mike would ever leave the hand. He likes to take one off. And obviously he's not going to go anywhere with top pair. And I believe that Joe's going to shut down now. Marcel checks. Joe checks. And you know what? It gets checked to Mike on the button. He thinks he might have the best hand. He's going to bet.
And he does.
And when Marcel calls this, I think Joe needs to get away from the ace-deuce. Cannot make the overcall. You know, again, it's to the advantage of the professional poker players when the recreational poker players show strength that you kind of know where they're at.
Right.
And there's just no way that ace-deuce could be good here. But he's going to make the call. Maybe, you know, figuring that if an ace comes, he's good, or if a deuce comes, he's good. But I don't necessarily know he knows if an ace comes, he's good. The river's a 5.
That gives
And look at that.
Marcel
Marcel's
the
got
best
2 pair,
hand.
and he comes out and bets. Joe is out of there, and Mike is probably going to call, and Marcel has rivered Mike.
Yep.
And Mike always, the funniest thing with Mike is Mike will give the dealer the stare down when he loses his hand here on the river.
That was good.
I've seen that stare down so many times. Wow, who's that in the background behind Mike?
That's Marina. Oh, that?
Is that Lexi?
No.
Well, that's Marina. I love Marina on the right, but
No, that's another runner on the left.
is it?
Yeah, she's just not working right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness. Button's gonna move over here to
Watch
seat
out.
9.
She's a girl and she's Asian.
It's funny, this girl that I'm dating right now, she finished 5th in the Valentine's Day tournament yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And Jennifer Bankston finished 3rd.
That's wonderful.
Yuri's got pocket aces here in seat 1.
First time tonight we've seen this.
Yeah. And he's in the small blind, so he is going to raise it up. And Marcel is going to call with 6-4 offsuit here. Jack 4-10. Yuri comes out and bets. And Marcel makes the call as he has a piece of the flop. He's got bottom pair.
Yeah, Marcel's a player, huh?
Turns a 9. And Yuri's got the nut flush draw as well. And Marcel's going to make the call again.
Wow.
Yuri would need to get really unlucky to lose this hand. And the river's a 5, and he's good. And he bets again. And the only thing that Marcel can beat here is ace-king or ace-queen, right? That's about it. That's about it.
But he's thinking about it.
Again, sometimes people make these
Pocket
calls.
threes,
Well,
pocket deuces.
sometimes people make these calls and they figure that the pot's so big I need to call, but he releases the hand, and Yuri's going to take it down.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting, though, with Marcel's play. I mean, he's the kind of player that seems to play every hand, but he seems to be doing well. I don't know what he bought in for.
Right.
Okay.
Back line, back line.
Then good hand.
So you take back line.
Had a little bit of a chance at slight.
You only had one pair ahead of you.
That's all I had. Flush.
Button's going to move over to Yuri there in seat 1. Someone said that seat 9's 2+2 name is Sam Wise. Well, he told me it was...
Clay something.
No. What was it again, Donna? First year Clay.
Yeah, first year Clay.
So I'm not exactly sure.
4 players.
Who to believe? 4-way action here, limped around. Jack deuce 3 here on the flop. Misses everybody.
Raise.
Seat 5 here. Sean actually has got top pair. Joe made a bet, and Sean is going to raise. And I didn't even know why Joe is taking one off here. I mean, Sean, how much have we seen him play tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Turns a deuce. Joe is going to check. And Sean is going to bet.
You know, I really like Joe's play in the beginning of the first hour, but now I think maybe he needs to change it up a little bit because now everybody knows, okay, he's gonna raise, but he's gonna throw away if I re-raise, or he's gonna raise, or if I call, he's gonna throw it away. I think maybe now he needs to play a little more solid. And he's even saying it right now. I haven't won a hand for 45 minutes, and so maybe he's just getting a little bored.
You want to try your hand at a little play-by-play here, Nicole?
No.
No.
Didn't somebody ask on there and said, who do they think heads up would win, me or you?
Oh, yeah, we had an email here. Actually, sorry about that. Robert Valdez.
Let me tell you,
No.
probably
EG.
Bart, I'm sure. I play 816. Bart plays 2040. I don't think there's any match.
Well, I don't think that necessarily means anything. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't think that means anything.
Donna.
Just because I play at a higher level than you, oftentimes we see that doesn't mean that, I play any better than you do.
I think I play a lot more on feel. I need to learn a lot more about the math, like you know, Bart. The same thing I just said about Joe. Like, not at all he's a bad player. I think he's an awesome player. I'm just saying what I feel about his play. Like, if I was sitting there at the table and I saw him always betting out, but then throwing away, I know, okay, well, why is he betting out and throwing away so much? He must have nothing. Get back to the point where you have something and you're betting and you're showing it down, and when you do that a few times, then go back to your play. But that does work, obviously, because he was winning huge hands in the beginning.
Now, Yuri brought this one in from raise with queen, deuce of clubs, and Joe made the call on the blind. He's hit top pair, ace, jack, 10. And
There we
let's
go.
see, Yuri's going to take one off. He's got backdoor clubs and a gut shot to the king. But Joe has the best hand now. Turns a jack. Joe checks. And Yuri's going to take the card. And the river is an ace, and Joe fills up here.
There we go. Perfect. Solid play, solid hands. He's going to take it down, bring his confidence back.
Wow, and is Yuri going to make the call hoping for a chop pot here? It looks like he is. He's hoping that aces and jacks with a 10 kicker
The queen
is going
kicker.
to play. Or excuse you're right, with the Queen Kicker is going to play. But obviously Joe has got top
I think,
full house
yeah,
there.
and I think it's gone because Yuri's watched Joe's play in the last 45
Yeah.
minutes and thought maybe he is good.
Interesting post here and a question by the station on 2+2. I saw when you briefly flashed the board, there was a mixed game on the list. What was the limit and what is being played?
Wow, they
Well,
caught that.
we actually have a 60 game that sometimes goes, but the last 3 weeks, Nicole, we have one of the coolest games I've ever seen in the casino going. I know you were sitting at it
Yeah, I
briefly.
like it.
10-20 mix. Now, 10-20 mix, actually the other game is the 80. The 10-20 mix is a combination of deuce to 7 triple draw, Omaha high-low, Badoogie, stud high-low, no qualifier.
Yep,
And,
high-low
and
regular.
what am I missing? Is that it?
No, there's one more. You're missing one. Raz.
And Ras.
Yep.
So if you ever want to come down and never played those games, you can come down and the
It's a
game's
great
going
level to learn at.
every
Yeah.
game. Yeah, 10-20. Badoogie, Raz, stud high-low regular, Omaha high-low, 8 or better, and
Deuce to
Badoogie.
7.
Deuce to 7 and Badoogie. Now, people don't know what Badoogie is. Badoogie is a triple draw game where you get 4 cards. It's like low ball, but the object is to get a Badoogie, which is 4 different suits.
Right.
So your goal is to first get 4 different suits, and then it's
The
low
lowest
ball.
4 different suits you can. So yeah,
Right.
ace, deuce, 3, 4.
Different suits is the best.
Exactly. It's the nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great game. I'm learning a lot.
Yeah. Now in that 80 mix game, I think they're playing probably.
They're playing the same. I asked
Are
him.
they?
Yeah, they're
Kim's got
playing
the
the same
same-
thing. So
same
you could
things?
come and learn on the 1020.
Yeah.
You can move right up to the 80
Yeah.
160.
You know, the only problem I have with that mix, and I like that game, is I just think that stud high low no qualifier is just a shitty game.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of
not,
that game.
I don't love it.
Because every single time you're going to have a chop pop. Tom's going to make a pop up here on the button. He's got pocket 10s. Although you can learn about it because it's in Super System 1.
Yeah.
And then Stud 8 or Better is in Super System 2, written by Todd Bronson. So, and I think that's a great section on Stud 8 or Better by Todd Bronson.
It's just great to know all the games.
So Tom made a raise. He's got 4 callers. We got 10 small bets in the pot. 5-4-3. He's got an
Wow.
overpair to the board.
Joe flopped the nuts.
Yep, Joe's got 6-7. And look at this. I love it. Joe's going to come out and bet the nuts
Exactly.
into multiple players as opposed to check raising the button. Why would you want to drive everyone out?
No.
You want to jam that pot. Now, Mike has got ace-9. He's got a wheel draw and a backdoor spade draw. He makes the call. Matthew's got a pair and he's open-ended, but Matthew's in real bad shape.
Yeah, I don't think he likes.
Yeah, he's not going to get involved. That's a smart play. Joe's going to raise. Tom's going to raise, and Joe quickly 3-bets here.
I like it.
Now,
This
Tom is the type of player where I think that he could get away from tens. Let's see here. I don't necessarily know if he's going to call all the way down. Remember, it is Joe 3-betting, so
Exactly. I think this is what's going to get Tom in trouble. that
turns a
it's-
king. Well, if Joe bets into the king now, do you wonder if tens are no good?
Well, I think it's.
And Mike is called over there as well.
Wow.
Oh, and Tom's going to raise, but Joe's got the nuts. Now, if Tom has raised here and Joe 3-bets, I think you can easily get away from tens. Tom's tried to make this information raise here on the turn. When Joe comes back over the top, unless you think he's got something like 2 pair, I think that you can get away from tens here. But Tom is going to make the call. And Tom is drawing stone cold dead.
Yeah.
There is no card that can help him in the deck. The river's an 8. Joe has the nuts. Joe bets again, and Tom is going to call. And I just don't think that Tom believed Joe.
No, I don't think he did either.
There it is.
And this is what I was talking about. Joe's going to rake in the money now. If
Yeah.
he's just going to play the nut hands, not get
Like you said,
involved
change
in.
it up a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
He's going to go back to his style. If he plays a few of these hands and then moves back to his other aggressive play, he might get other people to lay down again.
You know, I really thought that Tom, when he raised the turn there, would be able to, might get away from it. And sometimes, you look at the pot again with your pair and you wonder, well, maybe if Joe's got 2 smaller pair, well, I can make that call hoping to pair the board. And I've done that on occasion. But when the river brings out a blank, again, it's another time where can tens possibly be good here.
Right.
But oftentimes, we see that, people will make that call all the way down there.
Right.
Button's going to move over here to seat 4. And Joe's got an ace-king here on the button. Seat 4 is going to raise. Now Tom limped in with a cutoff here with Queen 6 of diamonds after several other limpers.
Right. Like I said, I mean, when I'm close to the button, and if I have 5, 6 people in, I like to call if I have something, anything. I don't fault anybody for that.
Jack 10 deuce here. Ace King's got a gut shot. Mike's got top pair here with the Queen Jack. Couple clubs on board. Nobody has clubs. Marcel is open-ended with the bottom end of it. And Joe does not bet. He takes a card. The turn's a 4. Let's see if Mike's going to come out and bet here with the Queen Jack. Looks like he is out of seat 7. Seat 2 is going to make the call. That's Marcel with the open-ended straight draw. And Joe's going to call with overcards and a gut shot.
Mm-hmm.
Could catch a queen. Could catch an ace or a king as well. Actually, excuse me, he couldn't. Yeah, if he catches a queen,
There.
Marcel's in trouble. And the king comes.
The king comes and he's going to take the pot down. And he played it much quieter than he's been playing earlier. He's just very solid now. I like it.
Let's see if he's going to put a value bet in here with the king.
He's going to.
Yep. Now, obviously, again, I make the point, no limit, that might be the type of river that you're going to check in no limit with ace king.
Mm-hmm.
But in limit hold'em, you can easily make a value bet there because if you get check raised, it's only one extra bet, obviously. There you go.
Small blind, big blind.
Again, we're here live at the bike. We're playing 20-40 limit hold'em. I'm Bart Hansen here with Nicole Pepe.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow chips are $5 chips. Blue chips are $1 chips. Sorry, 22 Skidoo. I'm too smart for that. C2 is going to raise her ace king from Marcel.
Three bet.
And Tom is going to 3-bet here in C3. He's got pocket 10s. Pretty straightforward.
Again.
Yeah.
See if they'll work from this time.
Now look at this. We're going to see a cap here. By seat 6, it's a new player. He's going to cap it with king, queen, offsuit, out of position. Again, against a player like Tom, that hand's in the muck for me instantly.
He's coming right in and capping it up.
Now
Action.
so we get 3-way action here. 12 small bets in the pot.
Wow.
King 9-3 hits the king, and Marcel's got a better kicker.
Yep, he's Peter, the new guy, is going to be in trouble.
I do not think that. I think
No, that's
I
not
don't know if
Peter.
that's
That's the new
names,
guy.
yeah. That's actually Loy.
Lloyd.
Wow, and Tom makes an overcall with pocket 10s here. Seat 6 came and bet. Marcel did not raise. Turns a queen, and now seat 6 has got top 2.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
How did he do it?
And Marcel has just called. Tom has a gut shot to a jack, and he could catch a 10. Now, he doesn't know that. There are 2 clubs on board, but he actually has those outs here.
Well,
And he's going to make the call.
And when somebody says, well, when they call, you usually know they're waiting for something.
Well, the river's a blank. Seat 6 is going to come out and lead with top 2 again. Marcel's going to call. Tom's done with it. King, queen, top 2 is going to take it down. Wow. 4-bet out of the
Jumps
blind with
in,
king, queen,
caps
offsuit.
it, and takes it down.
Yep.
Welcome to the table, Lloyd.
Email here by William Hawkins. He says, Flashdance was on cable this weekend. While watching, it started to remind me of 2 things. Breakdancing and Jennifer Bankston. Will she ever be in the booth again? Well, maybe. Let's see. Button's going to move over there to seat 6. So it is Loy in seat 4. We got looks like seat 9 is in the big blind. He's played it pretty solid all night. That's Matt. Wow, look at this. Joe Wynn is going to pop it up here with deuce 9 of
Last
hearts.
time you steal my pawn.
Deuce 9 of hearts.
Last time you steal my pawn.
Which one?
Yeah. They have three,
And
four,
Matthew,
five,
I think
six.
he is picking on you,
Yeah,
Matthew.
the third, yeah.
I had you all the way,
You
brother.
have 10-7. Come on.
You have one.
You have
What'd you
10-7.
have?
Huh?
What'd you have?
I flopped
So
you
yeah,
there.
bro.
You did not.
He's lying. He had king 8. I remember.
Making mid-bite calls, huh? Checking up on me?
Two times you did it, yeah. You did it twice.
Joe made a steal there with
Oh,
9 deuce of
hi,
hearts.
Joe. He's in a much better mood now.
Button's going to move over there to seat 8. We're about halfway through the show, playing 20-40 limit hold'em here. Limped around. Ramona made an open limp here on the button with ace 8. Seat 9 completes with ace 5. Three-way action here. King, jack, queen, and Yuri's got the best hand here with king deuce. And he's going to come out and bet. Ramona's going to call with ace 8. She's got a gut shot and an overcard here. She needs to catch a 10 or an ace. Turns a 7. Yuri's going to bet again, and Ramona's done with the hand. And there you go. Yuri's going to take it down. Again, Jennifer Bankson finished 3rd in the ladies' tournament.
Yeah, did you know that Shirley and Kyle finished 2nd in the Sweethearts tournament this weekend?
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know
They said that they have played partners 3 years in a row and that they have come in the money every year.
Right. Oh, we wish Shirley all the luck. I think she's playing in the main event coming up at the LA Poker Classic.
How many people do you think they'll get?
Well, more than last year. No, I'll go out on a limb and say that.
How many were last year?
I think it was maybe 500.
Jeez, in the 10,000 event?
Yeah.
God, it's huge.
You know, remember, there's several online sites that run satellites, so, you know, some people come from that. Tom is opened here with the raise with ace-jack offsuit under the gun. Yuri and Marcel have both called him in the blinds. Ace-queen 3, Tom's got top pair. And let's see if Yuri's going to get in trouble here. Yuri leads out. Marcel calls with the second pair, and Tom raises with ace-jack. Yuri's going to make the call, and Marcel calls. Tom's going to need to dodge some cards here as we move to the turn.
Yeah.
The turn's a king. Tom is still good. He picks up a gut shot now. He's going to come out and bet again. Marcel has a gut shot to the jack. Now, with this type of board, and you're Yuri with ace-9 with a solid player, yeah, Yuri, that's a great laydown by Yuri. There's just not a whole lot you can beat. The only thing you could be ahead of would be pocket jacks or 10s.
Mm-hmm.
And the river is a 10, and Tom makes a straight with the ace-jack.
Yep.
And he's going to bet again.
The
Wow,
best-
and Marcel makes him, calls him down all the way.
the best
and again,
hand
you know-
is going to win.
Nicole, sometimes you can go and look back and you're like, and I'm sure that Tom will probably watch this and you say, what are these guys calling me? Because a lot of times you don't get to see the mucked hands at Showdown.
Mm-hmm.
Tom takes it down. There it is. He's wearing a Legends of Poker jacket.
What's the tournament? We have one starting next month here.
Winning in the Green starts in
Okay.
early March.
It's March 1st, I think. It's an
Tournament
employee
series.
event. $200. Are you going to play?
I think it's during the week, so probably not.
Yeah.
All those events start at 4:15. I have other commitments.
Like work? It's weird that they hold it during work for the employees of work.
Well, C5's got an ace, queen, and diamond. He's going to raise. Now, it's interesting. Matt over in seat 9's got king, queen of hearts. Sometimes, you know, you make the smooth call here, but this guy's played it really tight in seat 5. I've mucked this hand to tight people under the gun raises. And he's going to 3-bet it with king, queen. Well, maybe he's playing the player who thinks he can outplay seat 5 post-flop.
Well, maybe trying to find out where he's at.
And Marcel calls 3 bets cold in the small blind with 7-9 of hearts.
He's not going to be happy if hearts come. That's for sure.
29 call.
And Matthew has dominated. He's dominated by Sean, but he's taken the betting lead here. Let's see if everyone misses. He can take it down. Well, Sean's hit top pair. Matthew's got a gut shot. Sean's going to come out and bet here with the ace. Now, Matthew, like I said, he's got a gut shot to the 10. There are 2 spades out here. Now, unlike no limit here, where you might call in position and you could possibly represent a spade with a big bet, obviously in the limit, you're not going to really easily be able to represent something.
No, basically he's hoping for a 10
And
here,
he
and
just
it's not
folds.
worth it to go for
Yeah,
that.
he just folds. And Marcel's going to fold.
Is that the first pot we've seen Sean take down tonight?
No, in Vietnam.
Congratulations, Sean. Welcome to the game.
Yeah. Welcome to the game.
Poor guy's been getting... He's
Yeah.
had some good cards, but they just haven't been holding up.
Right now,
Yeah.
right now it's 11:26 in the morning. Morning, 11:26.
I think Joe's talking about some people in, I believe people are in Vietnam are watching him. He said it was 11:26 in the morning there.
Really?
I think. Yeah.
So he has the extra pressure
Yeah.
of all the
Yeah.
viewers.
Yeah.
You know, the lady, she did. She's a good player. She played very good. My sister.
Yeah, he said his sister's watching in Vietnam.
Only one lady on the table. Yeah, I was smoking.
Yuri's raised here with the ace-jack. Now Lloyd's got ace-king here. Excuse me, Lloyd has brought it in for a raise, and Yuri's just made a smooth call.
You steal my call.
Now Tom's got pocket 3s. He's going to make the call. He figures Joe might come in from behind, and we're going to see 4-way action here.
You really showed that. You play good hand, but you got
Here we go. Jack, 8, deuce. Yuri's got top pair here. Let's see if Yuri's going to pop it up. Obviously, his hand is vulnerable to overcards.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty straightforward. He makes the raise with ace-jack. Tom is quickly out of there with pocket 3s. Joe does not have anything. And oftentimes, you know, ace-king is going to take one off here, but if the ace comes, obviously it's no good, right?
He doesn't know this, yeah, but it's definitely no good. All he's looking for is a king here.
Turns
Yeah.
a queen.
Now a gut shot.
Yeah, he picks up a gut shot to the 10. And Yuri checks right behind him.
Interesting.
And the river is a 10.
Oh, sick.
Wow.
Now Yuri's going to bet, huh?
Well, actually, Lloyd came out and bet here on the
Did he?
river,
Okay.
and Yuri called. Ace-king is good for the nut straight. There it is. Nice hands. We had an email here from Sandy Peatley. And what's the date today, Nicole?
The 13th?
The 13th. So
Yeah.
this came to us a couple hours before the show, and I'm going to read it here in a second. She designed her own That's Alan shirt.
Does Alan know? That's great.
Ace King of Diamonds here in the small blind.
Play good. The other watch you play good, okay? Don't
Now Tom is raised here with King Queen suited, obviously a raising hand. Now let's see if Joe's going to 3-bet. He's got Ace King in the small blind.
I would guess
And here he
will.
comes.
Yep.
And these two went at it, remember, and Joe had the nut straight against Tom with pocket 10s about 20 minutes ago. And Joe has Tom dominated here. And if a king comes, we could see some fireworks.
Yeah.
Here we go. Well, it misses a couple people here. 9-7-4 goes check, check on the flop. Turns a 6. Check, check on the
Looks like
turn.
they're going to check it down.
I don't think they're checking it down. The river's a deuce. I don't think that they're checking it down. It's just one of those things where neither one were comfortable betting.
Exactly.
And Ace King is going to take it down there.
I had to protect my big
Sandy Peatley, I was watching the other night when Alan pulled this new business card out of his pocket and flashed it on the camera for us to all see. I love watching live at the bike, seeing players like Alan Corporation, Mike, Mo, Barry, and the boys making it interesting. I've been playing Hold'em for about 20 years now, but never really got into No Limit. The way you guys talk out and explain the hands has changed my mind about playing the No Limit field and has improved my game a lot. Thank you. She says, thanks, Sandy. And we're going to take a look at another chip count here. All right, here we are right now. Let's look at where we started from. Joe's got 2,000 now. That's where we started from about an hour before the show. And here we go to the difference. Boom. Matthew, big winner,
Matthew's
up
the winner so
$1,100
far.
bucks.
Now Joe's up 700 due to the last
Yep.
half hour or so.
Yep. Great little new feature here.
Tom is actually down 200.
Yeah.
He's taking a few hits.
Yep. Great little feature there. Ramona has raised here with pocket sevens, and Yuri has three better here in seat number one with jacks. Pretty standard play here. Here we go. Queen, deuce, 10. Not a great flop here for sevens. Now, oftentimes when you've got sevens here, and the guy, you might think, well, the guy might be, re-raising me with ace king. Well, he's got overcards and a straight draw. You're not even favored to continue on with the hand that turns a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Ramona's got a straight draw to the 8 now. And she is going to fold. And Yuri also, he had a pair and he was open-ended there. Rabbit Cam shows an 8 on the river. Ramona would have made a straight, but Yuri would have had a higher straight. She would have been in trouble.
Yep.
P.S. Please show Alan our fan club. That's Alan card. He may want to add it to his collection. And she has a... We're playing last night at Casino Windsor up here in Canada, and every time someone made a quote-unquote Alan-type call, we threw the card up on the table. Had a lot of fun with it.
He's famous.
Keep up the good work.
I wonder if Ellen knows this. Wow.
Oh, I don't think Alan knows. Actually, I don't think Alan's ever seen the show, honestly.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
A lot of those players I don't think have actually seen the show.
I got to tell you, Corporation Mike, as critical as I have been, he has really brought his A-plus game the last 3 times he's been on the show. He's a dangerous player now that he bets his good hands. I mean, he took Barry Woods for an absolute ride on Friday. I was really super impressed with the way that he played on Wednesday and on Friday. And if he continues to play like that, he's going to be a force. 4-way action here. 9-3-7 here with a couple of clubs. Mike's got the nut flush draw over there in seat 7. He's going to lead out.
Lloyd's
Excuse
got
me.
top pair.
Lloyd led out and Mike raised. And Marcel is going to call here with bottom pair. And again, we sometimes see this mistake at a lot of different levels. Mike has raised when next to act with a big draw. But he got Marcel to call anyways. Lloyd then 3-bet it with queen 9, and now Mike's going to cap it.
And is Marcel still
No,
calling?
Marcel is out now.
Okay.
So Mike is driven out. Wow, the turn's a queen. Lloyd's got 2 pair now. He bets. Mike's going to call, and if Mike misses this, we got to see the stare down again. He needs the club. Here we go. River's a deuce. He missed. See if we can get that side angle shot. If Mike's... There it is.
Thank you, dealer.
Funny thing is, Mike is he's like a big teddy bear. He's the nicest guy in the world. That's great. Button moves over here to seat 6. We also had an email here before the show, a couple hours before the show, from Dave82. He said, KennaJames.com. If you go to KennaJames.com, he's got a link to Live at the Bike. Evelyn, is that right? Got a link to Live at the Bike, so check it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a little free advertisement.
So go to KennaJames.com and check it out. Maybe people might, can sign his guest book or something and tell him that they've seen him on Live at the Bike and congratulate him about Friday night's victory.
Yeah.
He's always brings a lot of color, and he's just a great guy when he comes on the show.
I heard about the sick beat he underwent
goodness.
last week.
Yeah.
His aces versus Allen's kings.
Yeah.
Which is why probably Allen's infamous nowadays, huh?
Well, that's not even the hand, though, that came up with the That's Allen call. That was a different hand.
The 3.
Yeah, 6-3 suited.
Allen is very proud of that, too.
6-way action here. Jack 9-8, all clubs. Queen Jack over there for seat 1 with the queen of clubs. And Yuri's going to come out and bet. And look at Tom. He's going to raise here with ace 10 of hearts. He's got an open-ended straight draw. He does not have clubs. And Mike's going to come over and call him with the jack with the 3 of clubs in his hand. Yuri is going to 3-bet it here with queen jack with the queen of clubs. Again, Yuri's in the hand with queen jack. Lloyd is out of the hand. Tom has made the call, and Mike is in there. Turns an ace, and Tom
Wow.
hits top pair.
Yes, he does.
Yuri bets again here.
Raise it up, Tom.
No, Tom is just called, and Mike is called. Tom's got the best hand, but he's going to need to dodge some cards. Here we go to the river. And the river
It's a
is a
beautiful
9,
card.
and that's good for Tom.
Raise it up.
Yuri comes out and bets again. Tom calls.
Sit down.
I'm surprised that Yuri kept betting it. It definitely wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for Tom to be making the raise there with the nut flush draw, would it? I would be. If I was playing on the table though, and I saw Tom turn over the ace 10 of hearts, I would have been a little bit surprised. But then you have to understand that Tom is making that raise against Yuri. Against a more solid player, Tom probably throws the hand away, doesn't get involved against the bet. But because we talk about Yuri being a mover and a shaker, Tom doesn't necessarily give him credit for a big hand there in that spot. Made it. He had the overcard, and it was good there.
Pair with the 9 on the end.
He makes it look so easy.
Yeah. And Chris from Wisconsin, again, said, big shout out to Kenna James. I think last week was probably the best week. Since you've been doing the show, love the commentary. You and Nicole have great chemistry. Well, thank you, Chris in Wisconsin.
Thank you. Chris.
Again, yeah, why don't everybody go over there and sign Kenna James' guest book on his website,
Yeah. come in.
KennaJames.com. Tell him about how they like to see him on Live at the Bike and congratulate him for Friday night.
And we appreciate that he comes here and does that.
Yeah.
And we're sorry that he got a beat from
Yeah,
Ellen.
he, unfortunately, he just hasn't run that well since he's been on the show, you know? Six-way action. Limped around. 6, 4, 7 here. A couple hearts.
Whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah. Seat number 1 is going to bet here. Yuri, he's got bottom pair. Mike's going to call him here with backdoor hearts, ace high. Matthew is not going to get involved here. He had bottom pair and a gut shot of the 5. Turns a 10. Yuri's still good with the queen 4. And again, oftentimes Mike will take one off, as will Ramona sometimes in seat 8 with ace high, trying to spike an ace, which a lot of players will do, but they don't necessarily realize that if an ace comes, he might not be good because somebody else might have 2 pair, right?
Right. I think that's the kind of move you see a lot in the 8-16.
Yeah.
Almost everybody takes one off, especially in the 6-12.
With an ace high?
Yeah, with anything. I mean, if they're in on the flop, 8 out of 10 people will take one off.
Mhm.
And then everyone's folding on the turn.
Thank you, buddy.
That'd be awesome.
Good to see you're off the wagon.
Well, again, I mean, people are kind of
Taylor.
trying to speculate who we had planned on Wednesday. Mo told me that Joseph Hashem said that. Why do I have so much trouble with
Stutter.
that? Hashem. Joseph Hashem was coming.
But he said he was coming last week,
That
right?
he did. That Manasseh was coming, and that Antonio the Magician was coming.
But
Yeah.
Mo is not even going to be here Wednesday.
I think Mo was going to be here Wednesday.
Well, I do know he's going to play the Super at 11. So if you figure a Super, if he plays all the way to the end, could easily go till 5, 6. The next
Yeah,
one
but
doesn't
he's
start
been
till
planning
7.
this for a long time. Yeah. I think that's not a big concern. That.
Yeah.
Well, he's already in the tournament. Are you sure he's playing another Super?
Yeah, I asked him
Yeah.
today. A lot of those guys are going.
Tom raised and Joe's re-raised here with pocket kings.
But really, Matissau's going to be here? No way.
I'm not. I mean, again, we will know hopefully tomorrow for sure and give you more up-to-date
That'd be
information.
sweet.
Wow, 4-way action here. Times a triple bet here. Joe 3-bet with kings. And Joe's good with the overpair. Look at Tom. He's going to lead with ace-king. And Joe is going to immediately raise. Now, let's see if Tom is going to take one off. Mike
Yeah.
has nothing.
Now, once you bet and someone raises you...
Yeah, see, Tom is not going to take one off. There you go.
See, that's something that's hard for me to do, to throw away. Once I bet and someone raises me, I usually call one raise. That's something I have to learn in order to move up.
Well, Tom was drawing the 3 outs there.
Right. Very smart to throw it away, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bug Rick, okay? So you guys can get something up there. I'm going to call him again so we can set something up. Okay. Yeah.
Button's going to move over here to seat 1.
Probably got a this getting right on the flop.
How do you do that, Joe?
I don't know why, but the over what do you do? Didn't fall out.
Mike?
You know?
We have a raise here by seat 5.
Three
Pocket
bet.
kings, and Yuri's got pocket aces. And Yuri's going to
Wow.
3-bet here. Wow. Aces against kings.
I wish it was no limit.
Well, I was going to say, good thing for seat 5 that it is limit.
And it's not Ellen that has the king.
Now look at this. Sean is capped it, and boy, Lloyd's a gambler. He's going to call 2 more bets cold with Jack 10.
Well, Lloyd has quickly made about over $1,000
Yeah,
here, and
yeah.
he's catching some good cards.
So seat number 5 is capped it with kings, but Yuri's got the aces. He's on the button. Here we go. Queen, 7, Jack. The funny thing here is you start going through the range of hands.
And he's going to bet out.
Kings and aces both can't beat, obviously, a set of queens or jacks. We've got a bet by Sean, a call by Lloyd, and Yuri's going to raise. Let's see how seat 5's going to play it. He just calls, and so does Lloyd. So everyone's got a big piece of this.
I have a feeling Lloyd's going to win this.
Turns an 8. Lloyd's got a draw now. It gets checked, and Lloyd's going to come out and bet now. And let's see if Yuri's just going to call. They're playing it defensively. And Sean is going to overcall here with kings. Here we go to the river. And the river is a 10, and
told
2
you.
pair for Lloyd's going to take it down. And he bets again when the 3rd club comes. Yuri's going to make the call, and Sean, he gets away from it. He does not overcall with kings, and Lloyd is going to take it down with a Jack 10 offsuit. They are to 4 bets cold, pre-flop capped. Wow.
I had a feeling.
I had a feeling with that one. This guy's running hot, huh? Yeah. Wow. Unbelievable. Again, you can email us at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions? Button moves over here to seat 2. Seat number 9, open, folds, queen, jack, offsuit, an early position there. Button's going to raise it up with ace
3
4.
players.
Hey, there's Alan.
We found him.
Button actually limped with ace 4. Ace, deuce, 3, all clubs. Marcel's got top pair and a straight flush draw. And Lloyd is going to come out and bet. He's got absolutely nothing. Marcel's going to raise. Now, Sean's dangling around with the 2nd nut club
Raise.
draw. Is he going to get involved? Nope. And Lloyd folds. Marcel's going to take it down.
Straight flush.
Not yet.
Almost.
That's what's coming. Thank you, Michelle.
Got a couple people away from the table right now.
Flush coming.
Playing a little
Wow,
short.
look at the mound of chips in front of Joe Wynn over there in seat 4.
Can I get 30 in green?
Now, those are all $100 stacks. Seat number 4, yeah. Those are all $100 stacks there.
Small blind, big blind.
3 by 3. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stacks of 3. That's 21, right?
8.
And then
8, 16 plus 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stacks of 300. 21, 22, 23, and change, right?
Mm-hmm. 23 and change.
1,000 behind 7. Raise it.
Raise here by Mike. He's $1,000 behind. King 8 of clubs. Seat number 2 is going to make the call. Ace deuce offsuit.
There's 2 players.
So Mike has brought it in with King 8 suited here. Seat number 2 is called with an ace deuce offsuit. And we're heads up. 5-5-3. Flops missed both players. Marcel's got a wheel draw. Mike checks. And Marcel checks right behind him. Turns a 9. And now Mike's going to bet. And Marcel is going to call. See if Mike can follow up with a bluff bet here on the river. Well, the river's a 4. Marcel makes a wheel. And Mike looks like he's just going to check fold here.
Yeah, I really can't beat much.
Yeah, he can't beat ace high.
No.
Yeah. And Marcel is going to take it down there with the wheel. David McQueen here says that when you go to Kenna James' site, it has gunshot sounds. It scared the crap out of me. But he didn't see any guest book. Well, I haven't been to the site. I was just speculating. So maybe I'm asking for something that can't be done. But anyway,
Ask too much.
I know. I'm sure that you can email them, though. Too.
And then I show up.
Let's tell
That's
everyone
just
to
as
do
good.
that.
What?
Let's tell everyone to do that.
Joe,
Kenna is overflowed with emails
Oh, wait, excuse me.
thanking him for coming to Live at the Bike.
Yes, sir. Raise it.
Race here by Sean on the button. He's got King Queen offsuit. Mike is going to call here. 10-5 of spades. Marcel's in there with an ace deuce. And Joe, who posted behind the button's got a 7-5 offsuit. He's going to call. Four-way action, 8 small bets. King, queen, pre-flop, razor on the button. He flops top pair. Nobody has an 8. This probably should go check, check, bet, fold, 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 right? Wouldn't you think?
You would think so.
Yeah.
One would think that.
I mean, no one's really has anything here. There you go. King, queen takes it down. Now again, high cards like this, now king, queen suited, the ace queens in limit hold'em, I think have a lot more value than in no limit hold'em because even though again, you know, the cards don't know what game you're playing and those hands can still easily be dominated, you're not going to lose your whole stack in limit hold'em like you are in no limit hold'em.
Oh yeah, you don't. I mean, you lose your whole stack with aces constantly. It feels like in no limit.
Well, no. Well, what I mean by that, especially though, is getting involved with hands that you hit top pair, which are easily dominated.
Right.
Like if you've got ace queen and the other
Someone
guy
has a
has
set
ace
or
king,
so, yeah.
or you know you've got king queen and the other guy has ace king and the king comes on. You know, you're really screwed.
3 bets.
That's what Mike said.
Wow, Sean's going to mix it up and he's going to raise here with 8-7 offsuit and seat number 6 on the button. 3 bets with queen 10 of hearts. Mike calls in the small blind with jack 10 of diamonds. Ace, jack 9 here. Queen jack is open-ended. Again, Mike in seat 7 has jack 10 of diamonds. And we've got a bet here by the button. And Mike calls. And Sean here has got a gut shot to the 10. He's not going to get involved. So again, we have got queen 10 against jack 10. And look at queen 10. Well, he's not there yet. And Mike's going to come out and bet here with the nut flush draw.
Yeah.
With a flush draw and a pair of jacks.
And
And the
gonna take
river
it
here
down.
is a 6. Again, Mike's got jack 10 here. Turn is a 7, river is a 6, and Mike is going to take it down. With the pair of jacks.
Look at the turn.
A little mixing up there, 6-7.
You get a little bonus.
Turn no check away, huh? How much is that? Mine have a check away on the turn.
Get the button also.
Realize
Big one. Thank you, Mike.
the button moves over here to seat 7. Oh, I love it, Nicole. Limp here, Yuri, and seat 2.
We have some great music going on at the bike right
Yeah,
now.
what is
Someone's
that
having an Armenian party, I think.
Oh, really?
I feel like belly dancing with my clappers.
More flares.
4-way action here, limped around. 9-3-5 with a couple spades. We got a queen 9 over there for Ramona in the small blind. Look like she checked it from up front. We have a bet by Yuri with middle pair, a call by Marcel with king high. Interesting. A call by Lloyd. He's got an open-ended straight draw, and Ramona's got the best hand now with queen 9. Turns to 3. Ramona continues to have the best hand. And now she's going to come out and bet. She check-called the flop, and now she bets.
Interesting.
And I think this is an easy fold for Yuri, and he gets away from it. Again, usually when people show a lot of strength there, I mean, I would probably put Ramona on a 3 here, but she's got queen 9. And Lloyd is still drawing to the open-ended straight draw, and the river's a 9, and Ramona fills up.
Yes, she does. And Lloyd's going to go away as he did not catch his straight.
Right.
Joe. Joe, man, bye. Joe.
Yeah.
There you go.
See you one of the morning.
Nice hand there by Ramona.
Thank you, Doc. Small blind, Marcel, big blind.
Oh, we're having fun here on Live with the Bike.
Good job. Raise it.
Button moves over there to Ramona in seat 8. And seat 4 is going to raise it up, Joe. Ace 4 off suit. Again, you know, maybe Joe's just a better limit player than I am, but I hate that hand in early position. I think it has so little value. It's tough to play out of position. I mean, people that raise with any ace early on, I just cannot think that that is positive expectation.
What is Alan doing in there? I like to talk to that point. I like his raise at least. If he's going to play it, to maybe get out the ace jacks, ace 10s, ace 9s. And then if he's re-raised, maybe then he knows where he stands.
Well, Yuri has made a call here with pocket 9s, and he has the best hand, and he leads right into the flop. Joe calls with ace 4, and Lloyd calls. Yuri's got the only club in his hand as well. Turns a 3. Yuri still has the best hand. He's going to bet again. And Lloyd's going to make the call again. He's got a straight draw to the 6 now. Oh, and the river's a 5, and he hits a set. And Yuri bets again. And this time, and Lloyd is just going to make the call. Obviously, there's a straight on board here.
35.
Wow.
Lloyd's hot.
I'm interested to know if Yuri was intending to fold the river if raised. Because he made a bet there with pocket 9s, and Lloyd just chose to call. And this guy's on fire. Lloyd, I mean, he's up, what, 2 racks now? Unbelievable.
More.
How'd you chase?
Looks like 3 racks almost.
Yeah.
The whole world can see that one.
Unbelievable.
Raised.
Got a raise here by seat number 7. Jack 10 off suit.
2 players.
And we're heads up here. Jack 10 against ace deuce. Ace 8 queen here, a couple hearts. Mike's going to bet. He's got a gut shot to the king, and Marcel's going to check call with ace deuce. Turns a 9. And now, excuse me, Mike was double gutted. Double gut shot there with the ace queen 8 with
check,
Jack
make sure
10.
you really got it, and he did.
Yeah. Double gut, and he made it on the turn when the 9 came, and Marcel is drawing dead. Totally dead here. River's a 5.
This might be an action killer for Mike. No, just kidding.
No, Mike's going to bet this. I love the bet at the end. You going to tell him, guy's going to check into me with the backdoor diamonds? No way.
Straight.
Mike takes it down with a straight.
No smile from Mike when he wins one?
Again, we replay this show all the way starting an hour after tonight's show up until 5 p.m. Pacific time the next day.
There's a smile.
You can also watch a replay of the previous week's show starting on Sunday. You cannot manipulate the stream. So if you want to study the archives, you should sign up and subscribe to the archives. $14.95 a month gets you access to every single show we've ever done, over a year's worth of material. Just click on the on-demand archive banner in the upper left-hand corner of the screen where it says on demand at liveatthebike.com. Check it out.
Raise it.
Seat number 2 is going to make a raise here.
King, queen offsuit.
Yeah.
Called by king 7 suited.
King 7 of clubs there for Mike.
Trouble.
2 of you.
Mike is dominated here. Or heads up. Marcel against Mike. These two are going to go at it again. Tom is not in the hand.
But if he was, he'd be winning.
Right. Well, Mike is going to check. Let's see if Marcel can follow up with the continuation that he does. And I don't think Mike's going to take off. Well, excuse me, he does take off.
Just kidding.
Backdoor clubs, backdoor straight draw, turns a 9. And you know, the funny thing is, Marcel checks the turn here. Oh, he's not going to check the turn.
Nope.
I was going to say, we saw Mike before bet into the river as a bluff, and it worked.
Just for me, 4 new 50 cents. A new one.
Okay, let me find him and I'll find him over the next time, okay?
I got jury duty in the morning tomorrow.
Wow.
I got to be in downtown LA at 7:45 a.m. I haven't been up that early in years.
I had to get up at 8 a.m. today and I was crying.
Yeah. Unbelievable. We got about an hour left in the show here, folks. Playing 2040 Limit Hold'em Pocket Kings here for Lloyd in seat 6. He's going to raise over the gun.
Wow, Lloyd, I wish I was you right now.
Mike is going to call Queen 9 offsuit in seat 7. Tom looks to have ace queen. No, maybe it was ace 10. He folds. Didn't quite see what he had.
Reflares.
And Sean has made the call here in the big blind with ace 3. And Lloyd's got top set, but look at this. Mike's flopped a straight. Oh, boy.
Oops.
Lloyd bets. Let's see how Mike's going to play it here. Is he going to slow play? It's a very connected board. No, he raises. I love the raise. And you got to think that Lloyd's probably going to try to repop him, unless he thinks he's going to play it tricky and check raise the turn. I think Lloyd thinks he's going to check raise the turn. Oh, the turn's a jack, and Lloyd fills up. And we're going to see that stare down again here on the river by Mike.
I'm waiting.
We're going to see the stare. If we can stay on this shot right now. Because the river's inconsequential. Mike's drawing dead. It's a queen on the river. Lloyd's going to bet here again. And now, you know what? Mike can't even bet an ace. He can't beat an ace.
Right.
And he might be able to get away from the hand now. He can't even beat an ace now. That queen might have saved a little action. It was a third heart, but he's going to pay it off anyways. And Lloyd's going to take it down with kings full. Yeah. He flopped it, that's right.
Yeah, that's rough.
But again, you know, the river, I think Mike just figured the pot was so big, but river, I mean, you can't beat an ace.
Right.
There's the stare.
Out of the corner of his eye this time. It's a sneaky stare. Lloyd is hot. Lloyd has to add another rack to his
Oh, man.
leaning tower here.
Email here from Terrence Meisner. He says, yes, the gunshots at Kenneth site are very loud and very scary. He also does have a fan club you can join. Thank you for the wonderful programming. It's excellent. Terry Meisner from Canada.
Option. 5 players.
Limped around here, 5-way action. 7, 4, 3, couple diamonds. Queen, jack of diamonds there for Sean. Overcards and a diamond draw. He comes out and
Raise.
bets. Seat 6 there, Lloyd is going to call with middle pair, 4-10. Yuri's going to raise with top pair, ace 7.
Mm-hmm.
This has been pretty straightforward here of this hand. Now, Tom has got middle pair. It's a bet and a raise. I would imagine that he's not going to get involved here. No. Sean just calls, and so does Lloyd. I like Sean's hand right now. Overcards and a flush draw. Big hand. Here we go to the turn. Oh, the turn's a 10. Lloyd makes 2 pair, and Sean's got a flush.
Give it to him right there.
And you know what? It gets checked. Actually, excuse me. Sean comes out and bets. We got a call here by Lloyd with 2 pair. And Yuri's got the nut diamond draw over there on seat 1. And the river is an ace. We got 2 people with 2 pair,
Wow.
but Sean has a flush. Bet call. And will this induce Yuri to call with 2 pair? Oh, Yuri's going to raise
Wow.
with 2 pair. And I think that Sean might only be able to just call here. Let's see. Yuri has raised with 2 pair. The action is to Sean. He hasn't acted yet. This is a pretty big pot here. And Sean actually has just called. And Yuri's going to show aces up, but Sean's going to show a diamond flush, and Lloyd actually got away from 2 pair there on the river.
Big line, Mike.
Email here from Lee Ching. Greetings from the UK. Really enjoy the show. Keeps me entertained throughout the late night. Late night playing, early morning playing, while we Brits cash in on drunk Americans. Keep up the good work.
Isn't it the other way around?
DJ Lee. I think the time difference.
Oh, I see.
I was watching some curling last night
Oh,
on
boy.
USA, late night.
Curling, that's
I
some good
I watched
action.
the USA team play Norway.
How was it?
It was fun. They beat Norway, but then I think they lost early this morning, their second game, or match, or whatever you want to call it. 5-way action.
Jury's still out on curling for me.
I found it interesting that Great Britain's team is a bunch of Scotsmen, not English.
That is interesting.
That's what that brought me. Why that email reminded me here. Checked around here on the flop.
Ace deuce, 2 pair for Marcel. His ace deuce finally pays off. This might be the 5th time he's played this hand.
Yeah. He's going to bet here with 2 pair. I think curling was actually invented in Scotland, although its popularity is dominant in Canada.
Good lay down, please. Good lay down,
If it's not tennis, I don't much watch it.
It's not tennis?
Yeah.
I was actually also reading something about curling where
lay down.
there was a big upset. I don't know if it was in 1998 or 2002 when Switzerland beat Canada 8-3 in the final gold medal match, and that's after the Canadian skip speculated that the top European teams couldn't beat the top 50 club teams in Canada.
Really?
Yeah, and then they got
Well,
their
that's what they
asses
get,
handed
huh?
to them in the gold medal game.
That's what happens when you say stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's why I always try to not say anything when I'm playing poker.
Option, big blind. Replay.
Limped around here, 3-way action. King, queen, 8, couple clubs. Marcel's got top pair. He's going to bet. We got an email here from Barry Woods. Barry Woods actually sent me a JPEG. He has made live at the bike, that's Alan, hook mustache 6-3 of hearts buttons that the players are going to wear on Wednesday.
That's awesome.
I'm actually looking at the buttons right now. He's got that down from that artwork from Surfing Illini from Jeff Klein. 6-3 of hearts. Raise here by seat 2. Ace King offsuit. You know, Bill Filmath had a hand like that. Bill Filmath, that satirical Phil Hellmuth character, had a hand like that, but I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was 6-3 of hearts, but Alan's hand is 6-3 of hearts. Heads up here, Mike's made the call with pocket 5s. Marcel brought it in with Ace King. Well, Mike's still good here, but again, you got in this situation here where Marcel's got overcards and a straight draw.
Mm-hmm.
Marcel checks, Mike bets, and Marcel calls. Turns a 9. Mike is still good here, and it goes check on the turn, and the river's a 4. And Marcel just checks it down. Mike's going to take it down with pocket 5s. There it is.
I never knew that is. I've had it 5 times already. I should just muck it.
Wow, getting word that this game's going strong. We have 6 names on the board. As Live in the Mic gets bigger and bigger. Again, hopefully we might be able to do a 30 game in the near future.
Even when the king hits in the middle.
Some interesting discussion on the 2+2 forum regarding what Barry Greenstein was kind of making fun of the players who were playing 400, 800 limit hold'em and buying in for 10,000, which somewhat seems to be a standard buy-in. Like if you were to play 40, 80, you buy in for 1,000. Even in a 20-40 game, 500 is kind of short, I think. But Barry Greenstein likes to buy in for the minimum in these games, which is usually 10 times the small blind.
He does say that in his book, actually.
Yeah,
It's his strategy.
We had a raise here by seat number 4 with King Jack, and seat 5 has 3-bet with Ace Queen. Marcel's in there with ace 6 offsuit.
Good in this game.
And Sean is the pre-flop re-raiser.
And everybody got nothing.
He should continue to drive forward with his hand. And Sean does make a bet, and Marcel is going to call. And again, oftentimes in Limit Hold'em, Nicole, you don't necessarily give anybody credit for anything because they'll just take one off. And Sean is still in the lead. Let's see if he can. No, he's going to take a card. Oh, no, he is going to bet. Okay.
Good for you.
And this should do it. And again, this is the type of hand that, and wow, Marcel's going to call. This is the type of hand where I was talking to you about earlier, Nicole, about how I'll bet the turn and check the river as opposed to check the turn.
Yeah.
River's a
and,
queen. Well, he gets there on the river.
and he's definitely going to bet here.
Yeah. But let's say the river paired up an 8 or a 3 and Marcel just checked. Well, Sean will check right behind him and he'll win anyways. Add some fold equity to that hand by betting the turn instead of checking it. Obviously, against common, non-tough, non-difficult opponents, you can easily fold your hand to a check raise.
Mm-hmm.
Button's going to move over there to seat 9. Going to raise here by seat number 6. Pocket kings for Ramona in seat 8. And the button's got ace queen of diamonds.
Yeah, Ramona's been kind of quiet lately.
Now look at this. Ramona has 3-bet, and Matthew, who's on the button, has ace queen of diamonds. He's been paying attention. Against Ramona's 3-bet, do you get away from the hand? And I think it's a great lay down here by Matthew if he's been paying attention. He does have the button. And there you go. He lays it down against Ramona's 3-bet. And it's a good lay down.
Good for him.
Now, I'm sure he's probably going to cap it against a player like Yuri or Joe. But again, he's paying attention to the players.
Now, don't put an ace in the flop to make him regret it. I hate when that
Well, there's
happens,
only
too.
2 of them left in the deck. Well, Ramona's looking good here with the overpair. Now, Lloyd has got a piece of it, so you know he's going to take one off.
And it's also very good also that Matthew laid down because he did hit top pairs. Which
Yeah.
is hard to get away from on this
Yeah,
flop.
he would have got involved with this hand with queen 8-5 on the flop. Here we go to the turn. Turns a 9. Now he would have picked up the diamond draw.
He's thinking all this to himself right now.
Yeah.
If only.
Ramona's going to continue to bet. Mike is out of there.
Give her a king.
Here we go to the river. And the river is a 10. Anyone with a jack would have a straight. This one goes check, check. Ramona takes it down with kings. I wonder if we can see Matt's face over there
Yeah,
in seat 9.
he's
see
saying,
if there's-
woo! Saved myself a lot of
happy.
money. I'm a good player. There's a smile. I'm
Yeah.
a good player. And he is. Nice job, Matthew. Good hand, Ramona.
All right, Brian, let's get a jackpot.
Hey Dog on 2+2 says, there is no on-demand banner at liveatthebike.com. Isn't there? There's a banner. It says, watch archives. Live at the bike on demand. It's on the upper left-hand corner of your screen, right above the live webcast email, and then the Watch Now button. Check it out. Maybe some browsers kick it out. Maybe they X out the photo, but that's where it is, right above the live webcast email input field. Upper left-hand corner of the screen.
Option.
Limped around.
5 players.
5-way action. 8-6 deuce here on the flop.
Mike? Or I'll check these.
See if anybody. Well, looks like Sean has the best hand here in seat 5, middle pair. Mike's going to come out and bet with ace-7. Ramona calls. Queen 9. Marcel's in there. Again, oftentimes you can't give anybody credit for when they make these calls on the flop. Remember, this wasn't even raised pre-flop. It's not a big pot. The turn's a 4. Sean is still good, it looks like. And now he's going to come out and bet with middle pair and a gut shot to the 5. Mike has picked up a gut shot. The same gut shot that Sean has. He's going to make the call. I think it's safely Ramona's going to fold her hand. Marcel's out of there.
2 of you.
Well, Sean's going to need to dodge an ace here. And if he does, he's got at least a chop. Or he's got at least a win or a chop. The river's a deuce. Check, check. Sean's going to take it down there with a pair of 6s. Take it down, Sean. Played it pretty solidly all night long.
Chaser. Second place.
Button is going to move over there to seat 2. Did Tom get up and leave the game? Looked like he did.
Yeah.
Like he's had enough. I think he said that he was, he had been here since 8 in the morning.
Wow. It's a long day.
Yeah.
Raise it.
Raise here on the button by seat number 2, Marcel. Queen Jack suited. Open raise. And he's going to take it down there. The blinds are not going to defend.
I don't.
I'll take it.
See if we maybe get a chip count here in the near future.
Mike wants a big.
I think Tom ended up pretty close to even for the night, if I'm not mistaken. He might have been down maybe $100 or $200.
I think he was up,
Was he?
actually. Yeah, he kind of went on a little run there at the end.
He was up 400. Okay.
No, that's okay. Usually when they don't get the second card, that's when they take it. Wake up. Yeah. Raise it.
Got a raise here.
Rebets.
So Yuri brought it in for a raise, and Lloyd has 3-bet with ace-7 of clubs. And I believe he 3-bet out of position. 4 spades is exposed as the burn card. Ace-7 out of position, pretty tough to play. Yuri's picked up a draw here. Queen, Jack, deuce, 2 spades, and he still has the best hand. Bet and a call. Turn is an 8. Let's see if Lloyd can get... No, now Lloyd's going to shut down. And Yuri checks right behind. And the river's a jack. And Lloyd is going to come out and bet here. But Yuri has the best hand. Can he make this call with ace high? Plays the hand back in his head. Oh, he's not going to make the call. And Lloyd's going to take it down there. A lot of chips there. Looks like at least maybe 1,900 to 2,000. Remember, a rack of chips in this game is 500. Stack is 100. 5 stacks to a rack. Yellow chips are $5 chips. Blue chips are $1 chips. We're playing 20, 40 limit hold'em, 4, 8 chip structured game. 10 in the small, 20 in the big. Button's going to move over to Lloyd in seat number 6. Lots and lots of chips on the table.
I'm getting lulled to sleep by the Armenian music.
5 players.
5-way action. Limped around. 7, 7, 6.
Michael.
Open-ended straight draw, Yuri has.
Yep. Ramona's got a pair of 6s. She's going to lead. She has the best hand now. And Yuri is going to raise over cards in an open-ended straight draw.
2 of you.
And Ramona makes the call. Turns an 8. Yuri's got the best hand now. But Ramona now has a straight draw to the 9. Yuri bets and Ramona calls. And here we go to the river. The river's a queen. And let's see if you... And look at this, Ramona's going to come out and bet here. Wow. But Yuri's going to make the call, and he's going to take it down.
Nate, Mona.
I believe that Ramona bet. Maybe it was a check call by Ramona. It was a little bit difficult to see. Yeah. Anyways, Yuri's going to take it down there with the pair. We got about a half an hour left in the show. You know, I think that people, we actually didn't, our stream was cut off in the first 2 minutes, so we didn't get a booth shot of you,
That's
Nicole.
okay. They don't need it.
Oh, I'm sure everyone wants it.
No. Remember I said I'm not in the mood.
Raise it.
is this?
Look at surfing a line on a 2+2. He says, with all the hoopla, I might have to just bow out of the That's Allen business. It might be a little out of my league. King Deuce 3 here. Straight draw, wheel draw, straight draw to the 4. If the 4 comes, Lloyd's going to have a higher straight. Turns at king. No one has anything still. But Mike is going to continue to bet with ace high with the wheel draw. Is Marcel going to continue to call with ace high? I guess the answer is yes. Now Lloyd has got a gut shot to the 4. He is not going to get involved. And this one is most likely going to get chopped up here. Here we go to the river. Yep, it's going to get chopped up. Well, Mike is going to bet here. And let's see if this does. And look at this. Marcel is going to call with ace high. And am I right in saying this is chop? Or wait, is the 7 going to play?
No, it's a chop.
Kings with an ace.
Ace.
What's your kicker?
7.
I got you.
Yeah, but
Oh, no.
yeah, no, Marcel's
going
going to play.
Yep.
He made a call with ace high, and the 7 kicker played. Excuse me. I was wrong about that. Wow. What a call there by Marcel. Made the call with ace high. Looks like seat 4 is out of the game. That was Joe, and we're going to get a couple. Those seats are locked up here for a couple players. Seat 3 is locked up for Reno. We know him, pretty solid player.
Service. Good service.
Okay, Mike.
Service.
See you over there.
And Kathy is going to take seat 4. Well, there's a couple solid players coming into the game. Pretty tight, solid players.
Raise it.
We have a raise here by Lloyd. He's going to open with king, queen. Ramona's going to call. Ace 4 offsuit. And seat number 1 there, Yuri's going to come in with 10-8 of diamonds. Ramona's hit top pair. King, queen's got a gut shot to the jack. And look at Yuri. He's going to come out and lead.
Raise.
Lloyd calls in between with his draw, and Ramona raises with ace 4.
3 players.
Turns a king. Lloyd's got a pair now with his straight draw, but Ramona's still good. Gets checked to her on the button, and she bets again. And at this point, if you're Yuri, there's just nothing you can beat. He's out of there.
2 of you.
But Lloyd is still in. Ooh, the river is a 4th spade, but no one has a spade. And this one's going to get checked down here, but Ramona's good with the ace, it looks like.
Check you.
Oh, she's going to bet it. Wow. I was expecting maybe she thinks she can get a smaller spade off the hand.
Really?
And there it is. Got about a half an hour left in the show.
Tomorrow came early.
Will we see you tomorrow?
Sure.
Yeah?
Marcel, you want?
You know, if you don't want to do the whole show, I think we can get Hobble in here for a little bit too.
I don't know, will he be here? If he'll be here.
Really? You don't think is he gone or something with his wife?
So he can come back.
He might be, but I mean, if he's here, I'm sure he would love to do it. I just don't know if he will
Off
be.
the wagon.
I thought you kind of had the inside track.
I
on it.
heard he did it the other night. I didn't get to see it. He was
Yeah.
great. Was he great? Are you lying to me?
No, I think he did a really good job.
Good.
Raise it
He's
up.
great, no limit
Raise
player.
it.
C2 is going to raise here out of the blind with ace-queen suited for Marcel. Several
4
people
players.
call. 4-way action, 8 small bets in the pot. Ace-queen suited out of the big blind raises. King-queen 3. Now Mike's got king 7 off. Lloyd's got king 7 offsuit. He's got the best hand. Marcel bets. Lloyd just calls. Mike calls. Bottom pair.
Maybe.
Again, you know, raising with king 7 there, partially to get out a hand like 3-4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Turn is a jack, but Lloyd didn't raise.
I'm going to check.
Check, check. Now Mike has the only diamond, and everybody checks.
Interesting.
And the river's a 10, and Marcel's
takes it
got a
down.
straight. And he comes out and bets again. Lloyd can't even call, and Mike is out of there.
Where are you going?
I'll say hi to your boyfriend too.
The nuts.
Looks like Brian's leaving the box.
Want to come in now, Jules? For the day? Okay, yes.
And if
You
my
want-
mother was my father, then
See you guys.
bye, Brian. Thanks, bud. Did I get you?
What is it with women and Greek guys?
I don't think there is anything with women
Really?
and Greek guys.
Oh,
Not any of my friends that I know of.
that was like a thing, you know? No? Maybe I was mistaken.
I don't think the only specific culture that I really can say that I love is Latin.
Ah,
Mexican.
Latin guys too, yeah.
I like
Yeah,
it.
there's a certain culture like that for me too.
Yeah, I wonder what it is.
The button moves over here to see one.
Yeah, I lived in Mexico for a semester in college, and I was in
I lived in
love
Mexico
with
for a while.
everybody.
Mazatlan.
5 players.
5-way action limped around. Jack 6-4. Jack 6 here for Marcel in seat 2. Flopped top 2, and he came out and he bet it.
But this is driving me bonkers.
What Barry Woods'
That's Barry
avatar.
Woods?
Yeah.
Barry Woods, what is this that I see
2 players.
on the 2+2 for him?
Seat 8 calls here with ace high. That's Ramona. And now Marcel is filled up. And Ramona's going to call again with ace high. And she is drawing dead. Marcel's got a jacks. 6 is full of jacks. And the river's a 5. And now Ramona picks up a pair. And she's going to call him all the way down. And Marcel led with his big hand, continued to bet, and gets paid out the whole way with 6 is full of jacks.
Jack 6. Thank you. Sure.
So I think that we're going to see another chip count here. There we go. This is what they're at now. Right now. This is what they were at then.
That's the difference.
Oh, that's the difference. Okay. Well, now Reno just got into the game, and so did Julie. So Matthew
those
in
aren't correct.
seat number 9 is still up a grand. Now seat 6, Lloyd is up about 800. Okay.
No, he's
No,
up more
he's
than
up
that.
more than that.
He's
Yeah,
about 3
I think.
racks.
Yeah, I think seat 6. I think we needed to. I think he bought. Well, maybe he bought in for 1,000. Jack 10-5 here. Big flop for seat 1. Yuri. Open-ended straight draw, club draw,
Raise.
and he's going to raise. Now, Julie there in seat 4 is not the cappy I was thinking. Julie actually plays no limit. She's in the hand with a smaller flush draw. Oh, and the flush card comes and 2 people have a flush, and Mike got the
Wow.
nut flush draw. Let's see, Yuri's
He
going to
caught
pop
it.
it. Yuri's going to pop it up here. Wow. And look, you know the funny thing here? If we have a 7 of clubs, this is a jackpot. A 7 of clubs is a jackpot. We would have straight flush over straight flush here.
Do it.
7 of clubs we need for a jackpot. Here we go to the river. Oh, river's of 4
close.
spades. And Yuri's going to bet here. Was the 7 of clubs live? Yeah, it looked like no one had it in their hand. 7 of clubs is a jackpot. And Julie pays off Yuri the whole way. See if they realize it on the table. So,
Yeah,
you go.
they're saying
Taylor
it
says
right now.
7 wins the
7
jackpot.
Oh, if the 7 comes, I would have been 7 is a jack.
Oh boy, it's going around.
Straight flushes.
And the funny thing is about our promotion here at, actually I'm going to go and say this, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But we have super jackpots that run from 4 to 7, even though we're outside that time, Monday through Thursday, and it's a $100,000 jackpot guaranteed. But the thing that I'm confused about that super jackpot a little bit is that you have to have a pocket pair in your hand.
You
Wouldn't
have to-
straight flush over straight flush qualify though?
I think so. You have to play both cards in your hand.
Right.
You
but
have
but it's
to.
not normal aces full of 10s. It can
No.
be aces full of tens over anything higher, but you have to have a pocket pair or
Yeah.
up in your hand. But in that case, they don't have a pocket pair, but it would be straight flush over straight flush. I would think that
would
would
be
qualify.
A super, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I think what they're trying to do is basically say it can't be
Make it
normal. You
harder,
can't
yeah.
have ace, 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 king against pocket queens. That's not a super jackpot
Yeah, that's just a normal jack.
because the guy with the ace king doesn't have pocket pair in his hand. Even though in that case both cards do play. Queen, jack, queen here on the flop. The turn is a jack, and Marcel's got a full house. Mike comes out and bets here with an ace, and Marcel raises him. Mike says,
Chop,
chop,
chop.
chop.
Ha ha ha. That usually means they are losing.
Don't show me, I know that. I had a jack. I'm not stealing.
Mike said he had a
I
jack.
had a jack.
I have a jam.
Yep.
All the assholes are coming in. Lines up.
Got about 20 minutes left in the show. Looks like Yuri might be packing it up. The other thing, too, is I'm going to have to go to bed early tonight. I'm just going to go home and go to bed. Man. Wake my
Good
ass
luck.
up at like 6:15
Good luck
a.m.
with
Yeah,
that.
I know.
If you go to bed at 3 every night, it's not going to be easy to go to bed early.
I actually had trouble sleeping last night. I didn't get to bed until about 5. Yuri's going to raise it up. He's got pocket queens in seat 1. Marcel's going to call 6-5 of hearts.
Hello? Raise it. No, that's my chip. Three players.
Three-way action here. Seat 7's in the hand. So that's Mike. We can't see his hand. King 8-3 here. Mike's going to come out and bet. Mike's got 3-5. He bets with bottom pair. Yuri raises. And Marcel can't call us. The board's King 8-3 with a couple clubs. He's not going to call. Mike is going to call. Mike's going to need to catch a 3 or a 5 here. Here we go. Turns a 9. Yuri's still good with the queens. Mike checks. Wow, Yuri checks right behind him. The river's a 7. Mike bets. And I can't imagine that Yuri's going to fold. No,
No.
he's going to call. Now, again,
Looks like he thought about raising.
the way that Yuri played that,
He said ace high, Mike.
What is that? Pocket queen. That's a good bet you made. You protected his hand ahead of 5-6.
but again, what I was going to say was, and yeah, actually 5-6 would have backed into a straight. If I were Yuri there on the turn, I would probably bet the turn, and then if I was scared that Mike had a king, check the river. Because you never know. He could just have one pair there where he would fold on the turn. You're in essence giving him a free card by checking in position on the turn. Or bet for value there. I mean, we've seen these guys, they'll call even the big bet rounds with any piece of the board. I mean, this game has been pretty loose tonight, pretty soft. This button's going to move over there to Lloyd.
Raise it.
Marcel's going to bring it in for a raise with Queen 6 of diamonds.
Four players.
4-way action, 8 small bets in the pot. Ace 3, 8. No, no one has an ace here.
You can buy the blind.
Marcel's going to continue to bet.
Two players.
And Yuri made the call with deuce 4. He's got a wheel draw. Marcel continues to bet. The turn was a king. Again, Yuri's in there with deuce 4. And Yuri's not going to get involved here any further. And Marcel takes it down there. I think we're going to see a little musical chairs go on here. Peppy. See where we go. What kind of name is Peppy again?
Italian. Pepe.
Pepe.
It was Pepe. It's now Pepe.
Can you cook well? Have I already asked you this? Ravioli,
Can I? Yes. Do I know?
meatballs, veal parmesan.
That is the real question. Do
Gnocchi?
I cook?
Julie's going to move over there to seat 9. I think I was the only person in the Boston area that wasn't half Italian, half Irish. Very much, everyone falls into that category. Got a raise here by Yuri. He's going to come in here under the gun with pocket nines in seat 1. Seat number 2, Marcel's going to call it the Jack 10 offsuit. And Lloyd's going to really 3-bet, kind of laggy with ace 10 offsuit.
3 players.
3-way action here.
And it is the best hand. Wow.
Flops a straight here. King, queen, jack. And he's going to bet. No slow playing here. Call and a call by pocket nines, call by Jack 10.
Wow,
Jack
both
10.
dead.
Yeah, Marcel's drawing to a chop. Turns a 4. And Lloyd is going to continue to bet on his flop straight. He's doing well for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yuri's out of there, but Marcel's going to continue to call open-ended. Marcel needs a 9 or an ace to chop. Does not get it. And C2's going to bet, and this is an easy raise here for Lloyd. And, you know, if Marcel was going to bet here, this is an easy fold for him on the river. He only has 3rd pair here. Oftentimes, you know, mistake begets mistake in this game.
Maybe you thought he had 9-10. Oops.
He's still in the hand here with... No, now he's going to fold. And Lloyd is going to take it down.
That's what I thought you had. Nice flop.
Email here from Ed Rush. Hello from the UK. Hi, guys. Another Brit who enjoys watching the show whilst grinding it out late night online. Nice to see, or nice to get the insight to how these guys play at the bike.
You'll see my hand later. I had a good hand.
For when Lee and I come to LA with our chip Hoovers. Keep up the good work.
What's
Good
a
luck.
chip hoover?
I think that means like he's gonna clean
Like a
these
vacuum?
guys. Yeah, suck those chips up. Have you ever used the word whilst before?
Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah, in conversation, really.
Yeah. I kind of laugh when I say it, though. It does give you a chuckle.
Yeah. Well, Ed, we don't have lifts here. We have elevators. You leave your car in a parking lot, not a car park. Keep that in mind.
Because if you say it wrong.
874 here on the flop. Bet here by seat number 2, Marcel. He's flopped a straight, and he's bet it. He's bet his big hands. He's going to continue to bet. And Mike is going to call. He's picked up the nut diamond draw. Or excuse me, Lloyd's got the nut diamond draw. Mike's just got a pair of 4s. And the river is a 6, and Marcel's going to continue to bet. Is Mike going to pay him all the way off here with bottom pair? He does.
Flop. Straight on.
So what do you think about the level of play here in this game so far tonight?
It's interesting.
A little bit soft?
Yeah. You
Yeah, a little bit.
sure?
Got about, maybe 15 minutes or so left in the show.
Wayne Tang, my favorite dealer.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to pay to get there, though.
Button moves over to seat 1, Yuri. Is that Rich? He's here. There he is, seat number 4. Doesn't look like he has any food in his beard tonight.
He had food in his beer? What do they call that? Chin pukes?
Raise it.
Beard feeding. Ugh. We got a raise here by Lloyd. He's got ace-9 offsuit. Rich is going to defend here with ace-7. He's dominated. And Marcel is in there with 8-6 offsuit. Here we go. To the flop. Jack 9-5. Lloyd's got the best hand here with a pair of 9s. He's going to bet.
Two players.
Heads up. 6-8 still in there. Turns a deuce. 6-8's got a gut shot to the 7. He continues to call. And the river is a 4. That's no help. Let's see if this one goes check here on the river. Is Marcel going to put another bluff bet out here on the river? He has absolutely nothing. Check, and Lloyd checks behind him. Ace-9's going to take it down. Nice hand, man.
I've seen a lot of chasing of gut shots tonight, which is not something that I expected to see in 2040.
Yeah, I mean, you must be. Have you ever played the 2040 game here?
No.
Would you think you'd feel more comfortable playing it now after seeing the caliber
God,
play?
yes.
Did you
But
really
they can't
think
all
that
be like this, can they?
and I'm telling you, the 30 game's more juicy.
No.
Yeah. And that's what I was
Sick.
saying. Like, did you think that it would just be a tougher game and you didn't necessarily...
Yeah, I assumed. I mean, I assumed as you move up that players.
Yeah, well,
and there were a lot
oftentimes we definitely see that that's just not the case.
Really.
Yeah. I mean, just because you move up does not mean that the play gets any better. Yuri's going to bring this one in for a raise. He's got 10-6 of hearts. Marcel's going to call here with Queen Deuce of hearts, and Rich is in there in the blind with Queen 10 offsuit. See if Yuri bets here. If he did, he probably is going to take it down. I mean, is Marcel going to make a move? I mean, oftentimes we just see players take off with any two cards on the flop, right? Well, and he makes the call.
So, if you're at Marcel, why? If you're really going to make a move, wouldn't you raise there? I mean, what's the
Maybe
what's
he's
the call
waiting for the
gonna
big
do?
bet. Maybe he's going to raise right now. Nope. Hey, what do I mean, Yuri picked up a draw, yeah. And Yuri actually would have made a straight. He would have backed into a 9 on the river there.
Wow. If only he knew.
Again, you would think so, you know. Again, oftentimes you can't necessarily...
You can see that he was looking at you and he was thinking, okay, maybe he's thinking to himself, okay, this guy's making a play. Okay, now that you understand that, you got to move it to the next level and say, okay, then I should raise, right? These are things that I'm learning for myself as well. I mean, I do the same thing. I think this guy doesn't have anything, so I call, but maybe, and end up having to throw the hand away when maybe if I'd raise, I could get the guy off the hand.
We have a raise here by seat number 9. That is Julie, right now? Queen 4 of hearts. Call here with seat 2, ace 3, and 7-6 is going to call. Well, Julie's missed everything. She's going to bet. Now, Lloyd's got a piece of this, so you know he's going to come in with bottom pair. Or, excuse me, and Marcel calls with ace 3.
Lloyd, who's ahead, may actually throw the hand away.
Checked around all the way around, and now Marcel backs into the best hand.
Wow.
And now Julie, you know, she's going to come out and try to represent an ace. But Marcel's not going to go anywhere. He calls, and Julie's totally missed.
Julie kind of missed all the action earlier, so she's not quite aware of how the players play yet.
Yeah.
It's a good bet, and it would work.
So I thought I had
Mostly.
aces up. I misread my hand.
Button moves over here to seat number 5.
What's that?
Join us tomorrow night for 300 to 500, 5-5 blinded, no limit hold'em. Oh, excuse me. Forget that I said that. We're playing $100 no limit tomorrow. We're having a theme night.
A theme night. What is it? What is
If
the
someone
theme?
had told me, I would know that.
It sounds like it's going to be a ladies' night.
Okay. Marcel's going to bring this one in for a raise. Pocket kings. Ah, yes. It's London Gallagher. That's right. Tomorrow is the London Gallagher night.
I think maybe you should do that one yourself.
Ace 7-7.
Oh, that's right here.
You're not going to do it with me now? Marcel's going to bet here with kings. So let me give you some more information about tomorrow night. Is that game open to anyone? It's an invitational. They already have the 10 women, and London Gallagher, of course, the player that won the ladies' event last night and that was featured on the WPT's event, will be here. $100 no limit hold'em. Check it out. Tomorrow night's Valentine's Day.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about that.
So maybe Thursday we'll be doing a little 3 to 5 here. Yeah. So tomorrow night is a $100 theme night. And we'll see how themey those women are tomorrow.
What theme is it?
I don't know. Button's going to move over here to seat 6. And Marcel's going to raise. He's got pocket 6s in seat 2. He's entered a ton of pots tonight.
It's either fold or raise. There's no other two.
Well, you know what? That's
Giving
really.
some information out of his hand.
You know what though? I don't mind that at all. I will rarely ever limp in limit hold'em to open a pot.
Two players.
I can't even remember the last time I open limped in limit hold'em. 9-3-7 here, a couple diamonds. You're going to call with an ace jack. Marcel's good here with pocket sixes.
Even under the gun?
It's either probably it's going to be. I told you it's going to be a raise or a fold. King queen offsuit ace jack. I want to play those hands. I'm going to raise them. I mean, what hands do you limp in with?
Big hand. Under the gun.
Like what?
Tens are up.
You limp in with those hands? Why would
Second
you?
raise. Second re-raise.
So you can limp re-raise. Well, like I said, I don't really ever make that move, so I don't necessarily see the point of limping in.
Otherwise, I feel like you just win a small pot. You raise, and then everyone folds, and then you give the blank.
Well, I guess it depends on what type of... Wow, we got several pocket pairs here. Pocket nines,
King,
seat
yes.
5. He's going to raise. Mike is going to call with pocket sixes on the button. And Ramona's got pocket kings. She's going to 3-bet.
Wow. How much you want to bet the sixes are going to win?
Julie's going to call with king jack offsuit. Again, we saw how Matthew, a great player, mucked ace queen, but Julie's going to come in with king jack offsuit. And we're going to see four-way action for a 3-bet. We've got 12 small bets in the pot. Here we go. Brewings of a big pot here. 10-5-8. And look, two players. Julie does not... Oh, she does have pocket jacks. Excuse me.
Raise. Good for you.
And we got a bet here by Ramona, and Julie raises with jacks. Now, is Mike going to get away from sixes? Ramona is going to re-raise, and you have to know, if you're Julie now, that you are beat. But she caps. I mean, there is just nothing, and Ramona's going to re-raise her all in. I think Julie's on the short stack here.
And that might be why maybe she's
Yeah.
just going for it. So if
Unless-
I'm beat, whatever.
Yeah. Unless Ramona gets unlucky here. Big, pretty nice pot here. Probably $400 or $500.
Wow.
One player's all in, turns a 4. The river's an ace, and Ramona's going to take it down there with the kings. There it is. And there it is. Got a little bit under 10 minutes left to the show. Time for a few more hands. We're going to do one last chip count. Thanks for joining us. Again, we're trying to do more and more limit hold'em on Mondays. Higher stakes limit hold'em.
500.
Julie's going to buy 500 behind.
Where is it?
Got a raise here. Seat 4. Ace king suited. And Richard is not going to get any action here.
Thank you.
It was warm out today. Everybody who lives in Europe and the East Coast, I walked out of my house in Beverly Hills, and I got in my car, and I was driving west, or I was driving east, excuse me, on the 10. 95 degrees.
Sweet.
95 degrees. Yes, Beverly Hills. That's right, Ronnie.
Beverly Hills. That's where I wanna be. Beverly.
I still want to get that music queued up for
Living in
Wednesday.
Beverly Hills.
My name is Jonas. We did it before. Are you a big Weezer fan?
I do like Weezer,
Yeah.
yes. Everything they do, I really
No,
like.
it's 95 out today. We're in mid-February. Nice weather.
Yeah, I know. I was at the beach
Nice and
this
dry.
weekend.
Queen 9-5 here. Couple hearts. Seat 5 is going to come out and bet here with Jack 9. Looks to have the best hand. Nobody's got a queen. Ramona's out of there. Julie is going to make the call here with 69.
3 players.
Turns a queen. Jack 9 is still good. King 8 made the call over there in seat 1. And maybe Yuri fired out on the flop. A little bit surprised to see him still in there. And again, we talk about some of the common mistakes that are made here, Nicole, is in pots that are not raised pre-flop, limped pots. People are taking one off when they hit any piece of the flop, which you really don't have odds to do. If the pot is big enough where there's more than a double-sized bet in there pre-flop, and I have a piece of it where I think my 2-pair would be good, or my trips, well, then obviously I can continue on with the hand. But in a small pot, 6-9, you're just kind of hemorrhaging chips there, right, a little bit. Looks like we got an ace-queen here for Yuri on the button.
You can't do it like that. They'll sell you.
C5, he's played pretty disciplined all night.
Yeah, I was just going to say he started
He
out very
limps in.
slow, but he's slowly gaining momentum.
Limps in with ace-rag suited. Mike calls with 7-9 offsuit, seat 7. Jack-8 offsuit calls Julie. And Yuri pops it up here with an ace-queen suited on the button in seat 1. 4-way action, double-sized bet. Here we go. Jack 6-6. Well, Julie's in there with the best hand right now. See if she comes out and bets. She does. And Yuri just calls.
Two players.
Heads up. Turns a spade. This is a great time for Yuri to pop a raise in if Julie's the type of player that can lay a hand down. But he's just going to call. I don't know if Julie would lay the hand down representing an overpair by raising the turn. He had overcards, a spade draw, a straight draw to the king. And again, depending on your opponent, that's a big semi-bluff move you can make on the turn. From what we've seen of Julie, I don't know if she would have let go of it. Because another player would commonly play an overpair in that manner, obviously, because the board is paired and you don't have to worry about losing to 2-pair. Well, here we go with the chip count. Our final one of the night. There we are right now. And there we are with the original Maya. And here we go to the magical difference. Lloyd up 900, Mona up 700, Marcel up. Make a little comeback. Yuri's down about 100, and Julie's already down about a ref. I love that feature.
Raise. 3 bets. Raise.
Raise here by Yuri with pocket 4s. Marcel's going to 3-bet it with an ace-9 suited. Lloyd is going to call 3-bet. Oh, he's going to cap it. He's gambling it up with Jack 3 of diamonds. Is this the type of 20-40 hold'em play you were scared of?
Well, he's been hot all night, so I can't
Yeah.
really fault him. Maybe he thinks his cards are coming,
10-10 deuce. Marcel's got the nut flush draw.
but they're not.
Lloyd is not going to continue, and Yuri's going to bet here with pocket 4s. He's got the best hand now. Marcel is going to raise. See if Lloyd can get away from the hand.
I think this...
He's got
Oh,
Jack 3 of diamonds, and he calls 2 bets cold here.
interesting.
Wow.
He has a feeling, perhaps.
Turns a 7. I don't think he can continue on now, though. Gets checked over to Marcel. He bets again. 7 of hearts. Yeah. Let's see if Yuri's going to continue with the hand. He does make the call.
Wow.
Marcel's going to need to catch a spade.
Is he
Wow, wait a minute.
raising?
Yuri's going to check raise. And Marcel calls. Again, Yuri is a mover and a shaker.
These two must play together a lot. They know kind of what each other has.
Oh, the
Wow.
river's a 4. Yuri fills up on the river.
Nice check raise there. It worked out.
Again, man, is Marcel going to call here? With ace high? Sometimes mistake begets mistake. The pot gets so big, you say to yourself, can Yuri make a move here? Well, I'm going to fold. And I think that this is going to be the last hand of the night.
Okay.
Always a pleasure, Peppy.
Of course.
I love how that rolls off the tongue.
Oh, aren't we cute?
There she is. Button moves over to seat 4 for a final hand of the night. Mike's going to raise it up here out of seat 7. Can't see what he has. Looks like pocket tens. Marcel's going to call with a king nine of clubs. Lloyd's in there with ace rad. Three-way action. Mike's pre-flop razor with pocket tens. Here we go. Pretty good flop for pocket tens.
Yeah, I like it.
Now, Marcel's picked up top pair with king nine. Mike bets out over pair, and he's open-ended. Marcel raises. Lloyd's out of there. And Mike quickly three bets with the pocket tens. Marcel calls. And I don't think Marcel's going anywhere from what we've seen tonight. And Mike's in a great shape right now. He just needs to pretty much dodge a king or a nine. Turns a 7. He's still good. He's going to bet again.
One time.
And Marcel calls again. Again, Marcel needs a king or a 9 only to win. And the river's a queen.
I have a 9.
Check, check. Mike's going to take it down with pocket tens. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Another night down in the annals of Live the Bike.
In the what? Of Live with the Bike?
Annals.
Oh.
Whilst I play.
Whilst.
Here we go. All right, for everyone here in the booth and for Nicole, Pepe, join us tomorrow night for a $100 no limit theme night with some of the ladies of poker. So good night, everybody, from Live at the Bike.
It's here. It's big. And it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the Bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.